my soul, feeling the loss of control and in the spirit, so colorful. If you feel it, then let's go to a place where you belong. Give you strength to carry on. Open your heart, set your mind at ease. Live your life and you'll be free. We're gonna rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise, rise. Rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise, rise.
Good evening, one and all. Welcome to the Toon Review, and tonight it is the 7K Q&A session. And as you can see, Mr. Harrison has certainly made the effort tonight.
Certainly, I
As
said I
Quizmaster
would.
Supreme, he's all suited and booted for tonight, which is incredible, really. So welcome, one and all. Dave does have some questions for me, and we've also got some coming in the live comments. If you do have a question, put it in the live comments tonight. Now that the show's started, obviously, I'll put them on screen, and Dave can ask them anyway. But,
well, I've got them on my iPad, so I can ask them as well, mate. So
yeah,
work between me.
So yeah, he's all suited and booted. Obviously, you know, this is just to say thank you to everybody for 7,000 subscribers. Obviously, that is grown every day. It's absolutely brilliant. And obviously, you know, it took a lot of hard work to get there, but and a lot of troubles and strife. But a lot of people have helped me get there, and I will be shouting out at towards the end of the show, thanking everybody who's been a major part of the show. But we may as well just crack on straight away with it. If you do have a question, remember, please do put it in the comments. It can be about football or a personal question, as long as it's not obviously stupid or trolling. And you know, I'll answer them as honestly as I'll answer them honestly, I suppose. Before we start, Jimmy Jones has sent a £4.49 super chat in. Thank you so much for that. With a comment saying Dave looks like he's commentating on the Ashes. So he's looking very John Motson tonight, as Dave.
Somebody mentioned cricket
about it. But if you do enjoy the show tonight, guys, please remember to hit the like button for me. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, please do consider subscribing. We are now calling it officially the road to 10,000, so hopefully we get there in the end.
Yeah,
we'll start off with this one, Dave, that's come in from Kev. This one here. So if you want to read out what's on the screen now.
Congratulations and huge success for the channel. Question for the host, Paul, and also to me. How are you and yourself, given Paul has trouble with trolls and Dave has a bit of health issues? Well, Kev, I'm fine now. I did go through probably about 12 or 14 weeks of quite poor health with a nasty chest infection. I've still got a little bit of a cough, but it's nearly all gone. But no, I'm doing well, mate. I mean, I've got ongoing health issues with heart and asthma, but I can manage them quite comfortably. So that's very kind of you. I'm doing great, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. As for me, trouble with the trolls is an everyday thing for me now. It's just what I've got to put up with. You know, it is a very difficult time earlier in the year. You know, I really let it get to me. I'm not going to anymore. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, you know, let them get on with it. You know, the trolls are everywhere. They do it to everybody, and that's just the way it's going to be, unfortunately.
I think you know, our answer is FTT, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah, it is. You know, I'm going to get on with what I do because I love doing this channel. I love having the subscribers I've got. I love being as far as I'm concerned, this channel for me is a big family. I've met some wonderful people through it, some friends for life, including the man next to me, who I've got the utmost respect for, even though I don't tend to show it. But I do love him.
Very kind, thank you.
And he's become a very, very, very close friend of mine now. Dave has, and he's a very special guy. I think a lot of the people as well, who I'll mention at the end, as I say, when I do my thank yous. But listen, it's just part of life now. I don't wish any harm on them anymore. I'm not bothered. Let them come at me. I just block and get on with it. As far as I'm concerned, the real people that matter to me are my subscribers and my close friends and family who all know me now. They all know what kind of person I am. Therefore, the trolls can say things about me and other people have had to deal with it. Steve Wraith's had to deal with it. Adam Pearson deals with it on a daily basis. For a kid, is incredible the way he deals with it. So, Holly's had it. Everybody's getting it. And, they just try and ruin people's lives. But I'm just going to block. I'm not even going to interact with them. No. Just block and move on. And I suggest anybody that sees any negative comments about me, Adam, or whoever it may be, just block these guys and move on.
Absolutely.
You don't have to, of course. That's just me saying if you believe what they say, then that's fair enough. I can't stop you doing that. But that's just the way it is. But thanks for the question, Kev. Nigel is taking the mickey a bit here. My first question is, how long will it take you to mention Conor Corey? My second question is, if you had £3 and £3.10, what is the answer? But then he's got a proper question there, Dave.
Yeah, he says, now that that's out of the way, my serious question is, what made you start the channel, and what was the hardest part to sort?
So starting the channel was basically it was watching True Geordie, if I'm honest, Brian. I seen him do a few videos, and I thought, you know what, maybe I can give that a go. My family have always said that I should have been in the media somewhere along the line because apparently, when I come across well on a microphone, my personality shines through, etc. So yeah, that's just something that I wanted to try and start. I just started on my phone. I think the hardest part about it is getting the subscribers, is not losing heart. Whenever you start a YouTube channel, obviously you're starting from scratch. You've got nothing to go on. And you're trying to build it up. Now, luckily in the days of social media, you can, promote your channel through other social media outlets, which is what I tended to do. I think I got famous for me rants. I'm not going to lie. I think, anybody that's been following me from the start will know that I'm very passionate and I wear my heart on my sleeve, right or wrongly. That's just who I am. I will always wear my heart on my sleeve, and that's just it, really. I'm fully aware that sometimes I lose the plot, but Newcastle United do that to you. But I started to get popular, I guess, that way, and then it grew from there. But then when I started doing live streams, obviously, I started doing the live streaming on my own, commenting after matches and things like that about just doing the reviews and things. And then I thought, why not expand, bring some people onto the channel, and then think of some more live shows to do. And luckily for me, the live shows have become very, very popular. We've got nearly 200 watching already tonight. The live shows tend to bring in over 300 people watching. And eventually the views go sort of 8,000 to 10,000. So it really is incredible, the growth, but you have to have patience. That's what I would say to anybody starting. Louis got a question there, Dave.
Yeah, even Paul and Dave, where did you get your love for Newcastle United from? When did it start? He's asking.
Many people know that half of my family is actually Sunderland fans on my mother's side, and my dad's side in Newcastle. I went down the Newcastle route. My brother went down the Sunderland route. So it's very interesting in previous derby days gone by and things like that. But it's always been sort of Newcastle. I remember going with my dad and standing in the Gallowgate. I think Peter Beardsley's chip over Brighton, I remember as being one of my first games. I may have been going before then, but that just stands out as a memory for me. And I remember being halfway back in the Gallowgate and ending up at the fence after that goal went in. It was amazing how all the kids just got thrown to the front, but you never felt sort of worried or scared or anything because all the Geordies took care of you. And then at the end of the game, you stayed where you were. Your parents came down and got you, and away you went. It was the atmosphere. It was just, I guess, I mean, Newcastle weren't fantastic in the 80s. There was ups and downs many, many times. But it just, I think once you went to St. James's Park as a young kid, it stays with you. And I still think that happens to this day.
Yeah.
My youngest daughter, who, you know, everyone knows is going through health problems at the minute, but she just walked into St. James's Park and was blown away because we went into the East Stand and obviously facing the Millburn Stand and the height of it and the size of the ground, I think. And then the atmosphere, it just gripped that. And she's been a football fan ever since, which I never thought she was. So that's been great for me. But it's just that, you know, I could have gone the other way. I could have been Sunderland, but my brother went down that route. But I was always intrigued by Newcastle United and, you know, my granddad talking to me about Newcastle and you know, my dad as well, so that's where it all started. There
it's like Sir Bobby Robson said, isn't it, Paul, that it's not the stands, it's not the buildings, it's not the players, it's all the staff, it's the walking in with your dad, granddad, whoever, seeing the pitch, and for no apparent reason, you know why, you fall in love with it, and that's what it is. So yeah, that's exactly, I did exactly the same back in the day with my uncle. He took me and I walked in and just went, wow. And I've been a fan ever since. And
I mean, the younger viewers obviously won't remember what St. James's Park was like before Sir John Hall came in, you know, and started the rebuild of that football club at the old Leazes End. I mean, I think you'll remember where it had a roof on it, do you? When Malcolm McDonald was playing?
That's back in the day. You had the old wooden stand, which is where the Millburn stand is now. That was just a, you know, sort of a 2-tier wooden stand. Then you had the Gallagher End was open. The popular side, as it was back in the day, was just an open stand where the East Stand is now, and the Leazes End had a roof over it. You know, was often known as the Leazes Shed. You know, so that was, you know, and I remember going to the Tottenham semi-final of the League Cup second leg, we won 3-1, and they always said there was about 58,000, and there's probably more like 78,000, and you couldn't move, you know. So yeah, back in the day,
it's changed dramatically. Hasn't it has over the years.
You know, I do smile at some people put on Twitter photographs and saying back in the day, yes, in James's, and it's got the old part of the, you know, the first part of the Millburn stand and the East Stand. Well, it's, you know, you can go back a lot before that, you know. So it was
brings back amazing memories, though, doesn't it?
It does.
It just brings back incredible memories. Jeff's put congratulations on the 7K, Paul. Can't wait to see you sweat under pressure off Dave, the Duke of Northumberland. Well done. Keep up the great work, boys. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jeff.
Pedro, evening, Paul and Dave. King Dave. Yes, I have always been a Newcastle fan, mate. 100%.
Yeah,
I do follow the non-league teams, but and overseas teams, but Newcastle is through and through. Good evening, Matthew. Dave, Kev's got another one on here on the screen.
Right, Paul. What did you do when you left school? Was ice hockey always a dream? Maybe a barrister, CEO of your company, TV actor, TV presenter. So really, what are you going to do when you left school?
First of all, just say thank you to Andy Morgan for becoming a member, mate. Welcome to the family. Thank you for joining. Ice hockey, I played from a very, very young age, and it was sort of it was similar to football in a way. Once I went to my first ice hockey game in Durham, I was hooked on it, as my whole family were, and it became a big, big passion. Playing for the sort of the junior kids and all the way up to seniors. It was a fantastic. It was ice hockey was always known as a family sport. No matter how rough it was, you could always go in the bar after the game, and everybody would be buying each other a pint and stuff like that. It was just a tremendous sport to play. Very good if you had to take your anger out on somebody and not get arrested for it, I must admit. But it was. I played in goal at school as a goalkeeper, and I think my granddad on my mother's side was very, very disappointed that I chose to go down the ice hockey route rather than football, because he said I could have made it as a goalkeeper given the height, etc. I did enjoy goalkeeping, but I loved the ice hockey. I loved the camaraderie with the team. You know, the team spirit, just the bond you had in the dressing room with the players. It was incredible. You probably get that with football as well, but I just found that ice hockey was just my way forward. my career was brought to a halt because I ended up having a nasty. Well, I broke my jaw, and I needed. I've basically got wires all the way. I've got screws in the top, in the bottom of my skull on the side here. It's all wired down my cheek, down my bone in my face, and 2 metal plates in there holding everything together. So I'm basically RoboCop on one side of my face. So I'm a joy to go through the airport with. If anyone wants to have a bit of a laugh in an airport, watch me go through the bloody scanners.
I'm a bit like that.
Yeah, and then after ice hockey, I just worked various jobs, to be honest. I couldn't get back in ice hockey because obviously the injury put a stop to that, and I was too old to play football again. So, I went into just various jobs, and then obviously YouTube is now the number one thing I do because obviously, as everybody knows, I was struck down with Parkinson's disease in 2015, 6 years ago, and I lost everything. Basically, I had the job ended. I was quite high up in North Tyneside Council. I loved that job, and then it was swept away. Everything was swept away from me. Unfortunately, my marriage broke down at the same time. I was then diagnosed as type 1 diabetic 2 months after that. So my world was crippled, absolutely crippled. And I must say, I did hit rock bottom. There's no doubt about that. But you have to try and pick yourself up, and with the help of my family and friends, that I did do that. Hard time in my life, but now I just I do this and I love it. So that's what I want to continue doing. And of course, I do have a family. I do have children. I've got a fiance. I class myself as having 4 kids now because obviously, Susan's daughter, Lily, she's my stepdaughter now. Love her to bits. So there's the 4 of them, and then Susan, and we have a great time together. So and she's so supportive. I mean, I couldn't have done any of it without her lately. So incredible.
We've got a 1 year poll following on from that. William Walker sent a one in, and he said, Paul, as you're a diabetic, how do you control your blood sugar levels when you're out and about? It's quite a good one, that, because obviously, if you're out and about, match and whatever. So
not very well, if I'm brutally honest. I need to kick up the arse sometimes with it. I know, Susan plays hell with me for that because I tend to I'll go to the match and I'll leave me needles at home. I'll leave all my insulin at home, which is a daft thing to do. Because but that is going to change because I'm on a new health kick after the festive period, so I've got to get myself sorted with that and look after myself a bit better. So it's tough. Having to inject 4 times a day. And this is from someone who was scared stiff of needles. So, it happens, but now I just do it. I just
don't notice it.
No, test my blood 4 times a day, then inject, and then get on with it. But I do need to be more responsible with it when I go, say, to the football or I go out somewhere. I do need to remember to take the kit with us because I'm a bit of a bugger for doing that. But yeah, it's difficult. But what do? You got to get on.
To be fair, Paul, I'm exactly the same. I mean, as I've said before, I suffer with angina and asthma. And the number of times I go out and I'm off you to the town and the bus from the corner, and I tap your pockets and go, I've left me sprays in the house. And I usually get a phone call off Dr. Right Row. You've done it again. Yeah, I've done it again. Yeah. So it's just, I think it's when you've got an ongoing illness, it's something it's familiar to reading content. I think you just forget about things, and you really shouldn't, but we do, so it's one of those things.
Exactly.
So
Matthew's got one here. Favorite Newcastle player of all time is Shea Given. I've said that, before. So
Peter Beardsley for me.
Yano, good evening.
Hi, Yano.
I hope Dave ain't going to be
stuffed
with him. It depends what he's got there. You know what I mean?
I've got him.
That's what it's all about. You may as well do this one from Alexander, Dave, on the screen.
Hi, Paul. How old are you? What do you do in real life? How long have you been a Toon fan? Cheers. Well, I think we've covered some of that.
Believe it or not, this is 45 years old. Born in 1976, February the 1st.
Just a bit.
It's this is what I do in real life. It is real life for me, as I've just explained there why. It's tough sometimes, but listen, I love doing the videos. I've always been a bit of a tech head, to be honest, so I love doing the videos. I love processing them, rendering them, editing them, all that kind of stuff that goes on behind the backgrounds that you guys don't see. It does take a lot of time up. You know, I can come up here and, you know, sit here, do a video, and then by the time I've edited it, processed it, uploaded it, done the thumbnail, etc., you know, I could have been up here 2.5, 3 hours. So, but I love doing it, and as I say, I class this as my job now, and I make a good. You know, I make money from it. I'm not going to lie, you know, but you know, you put the work in and you get the rewards, you know. So,
I do think
a
a lot
Toon
of
fan
people
all my life as well.
Yeah, I do think some people I've spoken to over the months, you know, think YouTube's just a half hour here, an hour here, and it's dead easy. And you know, I know. I mean, I don't do anywhere near as much as you do, but prep work and stuff like that can take a long time to get sorted out. So it's not just what you see on screen, you know. So. Are we going to do Kev's? Sorry.
Yeah, 2 seconds. I mean, with regards to that, I mean, you know, a lot of people, there is people out there that just do YouTube as a hobby. They just want to upload some videos and, or, you know, playing games or talking about something or giving somebody help on something, you know, or fix, you know, there's loads of videos out there of how to, you know, fix cars and do all sorts of stuff. And people just do that as a hobby, you know, but then you've got the people who do it full time. And, you know, this modern day and age, being a podcaster is a full-time job. You know, if you put the work in, you've got to put the work in to get back. Yes, starting off is very difficult because, like I said, I started off with a camera on my phone. I've now got lighting, green screens, a proper camera to film on from the house, you know, microphones, etc. It costs money. It does. So if you're going to make a go of it and you want to make a go of it, then there is cost involved. Yeah, you've got to invest to get anything back from it. But there you go, Dave. There's Kev's question on the screen. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, Chip, as if you're watching. I think he's at work, but never mind. Do you ever reckon Chippers will lose his virginity? We'll move on from that one. That's a good question.
No is the answer to that.
No, that one. Will Sinclair ever get broadband? Probably not.
No is another answer.
Can we have Judy as a guest on the Four Horsemen and one lady, please?
I think Judy is a little bit shy to come on. I think I love Judy the way she is, this mysterious woman who makes all these fantastic comments on the Horseman Show. She's an absolute, she's an absolute gem, and I wouldn't want her any different, to be honest. And I don't think she does, to be honest. I think she likes being that kind of mysterious lady in the background who has one hell of a sense of humor. It is incredible. So I love Judy to bits. I love her comments. She's got one wicked sense of humor.
Certainly has.
So but I don't think we'll ever see her on there.
Steve Marler, right.
Steve Marler, thanks for becoming a new member of the channel, matey. Welcome to the family. Really appreciate that. Good evening, Thomas. Evening, Paul and Dave from Trolls.
Hi, Trolls.
Joe Linton's Black and White Army, says Kev. Santosh is in the house. Martin's in the house. Evening, Paul. You're late. I'm always late, but never mind. Susan's in the house. Julie's in the house. Modern in the background.
Good girls. Well done.
Can't wait for January. Delusional says whoop. Okay, whoop. Right. Another question, Dave.
Next one I've got is from Dave, which is Julie's better half. If you had to support another English club, who would it be and why? It's a toughie, that one. Toughie, Dave. Tough one.
Well, it isn't actually a toughie for me because it would be AFC Wimbledon. Because of the links with my granddad. He was he used to love Wimbledon from being stationed down sort of London during the war and things like that, and he got very attached to Wimbledon. So some people have seen me sometimes sitting filming with a Wimbledon top on, but I've always sort of kept an eye out for their results and things like that. So it would definitely be Wimbledon. Dublin Dave must have been paid because he's become a new member of the channel. So welcome to the family, matey. Thank you for that. Buddy. And Seattle Geordie's questions on the screen, Dave.
How long have you been a Connor Cody's agent? I've got another one coming up on that as well in a minute.
Oh, there's a surprise.
Yeah.
Listen, in all seriousness, I've always been a fan of Conor Cody actually for years now. And when this takeover went through, I thought, yeah, he's a defender that we could really do. Not simply because he's a leader, and we haven't seen a leader on that pitch for so long now in amongst Newcastle United. Somebody who's willing to kick some arse on the pitch as well as put his arm around people who need it. He leads by example 100% on the pitch, and that's basically why I'm a fan of Conor Cody, because he's all the things that Newcastle United need. So there you go. Good evening, Chris. Evening, Robert. Evening, Thomas. Right, another question there.
Is it true you once paid £6.10 for a pint of Chelsea away?
Probably. Knowing the prices down there. Yeah. DJ Joey's asking a similar question. Which Premier League team fan would you be? I wouldn't be another Premier League fan, mate. Unfortunately, definitely not. I must admit, I said on a previous show, I'm a bit of an Arsenal fan, only because a boss of mine. Disgrace.
I know. Well, he was one of the best bosses I had, and sadly died at 41 with cancer. It broke a lot of us, and he was a massive Arsenal fan. So, in Andrew's sort of memory, I think, well, I wonder how they're doing. So, I mean, I wouldn't go and watch them. I've been to Arsenal a couple of times. I've been to the ground a couple of times but for Archie things. I mean, I don't really look out for them. They're there because of Andrew, so I always think of them, so.
Yeah. Louis says, what happened to the Banks of the River Tyne intro? I can't use it at the minute because somebody is claiming copyright for it overseas. I have been in touch with Junior, and we are trying to work it out, but until it gets sorted, I can't, unfortunately, because whoever these scam masters are trying to claim copyright on Junior's song. So any money that I make from each video that contains that in it, they get half of it. So unfortunately, I'm not using it because it's not fair on Junior.
Scammers are terrible
when he's given me permission to use it. So I won't be using that until once it's sorted. We'll think of something else. But I've had a lot of good feedback on me intro, but Evan doesn't agree with it because he says I think the other intro was better. But no, everybody's gonna have the different sayings on intros, so it is what it is. If you don't like the intro, just mute it till it's finished and then move on. Simple as that. Andy, good evening to you. Wayne's in the house. Neil has a question there.
What does it say? What forfeit are you prepared to do if the Toon stay in the Premier League? What forfeit? Right, forfeit.
I won't be doing a forfeit if we stay in the Premier League. What I will be doing is celebrating very much so, Neil.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not in for forfeits, unfortunately. But by all means, you can do a forfeit, Neil. I mean, how about that?
Let's turn it back. Shall we do another one of the other ones we got? It's from Julie.
2 seconds, buddy. Okay. Michael's just sent a donation of 150 quid.
Oh, wow.
Commenting, hi, Paul and Dave. Thank you so much, Michael. Obviously, he was going to get a massive mention at the end.
Yeah.
So, but he has been one of the massive donators to this channel. It helps me keep it going. He knows exactly where all the money goes and stuff like that, for equipment and stuff like that. He is he's one of these guys that you just once you meet him and you get to see what a great guy he is, and
can't help but sort of fall for him. He's a lovely guy, really nice man.
He is, and he's a good laugh as well. He's always up for a good laugh. He knows exactly what I'm like, taking the mickey in my sarcastic ways and all that. And it, listen, he's been through a tough time, no doubt about that. But he's happy that the channel helped him out when he was in his lowest points, and it's his way of saying thank you. He wants to support the channel, and all I can say to Michael is thank you so much. And as long as you want to support the channel, mate, that's entirely up to you. But fantastic donation from him, and if he wants to continue doing that, then that's fantastic. He's just a lovely guy.
Yes. Yes.
Mark says Harrison, the Godfather. Dave looking very handsome. Dave Harrison, you're looking dapper. Julie says Dave looking dapper.
I do try. I said I would. So
yeah. Andrew says I read Paul and Ravy.
Andrew.
Looking dapper, King Dave. I'm not sure what that is.
I don't know.
No, not sure
No,
at all.
can't see
Oh,
it.
magic. Oh, they look like hats.
Oh, right,
Magician's hats. Yeah,
Magician's
now I get
hats.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, before you read that one out that you've got there, Dave, Spencer's
Yeah.
got one there, which is again a piss take, so I'll read it out. If you had to pick between destroying the M6 or Connor Cody joining Sunderland on a 10-year deal, which one would you choose? Destroying the M6.
M6, yeah. I was not going to say that. That's a nothing bet, yeah.
Definitely. Trull says, the king is dressed. Let's suit up, people. Abs has got one there, Dave.
Do you own a suit, Paul?
No.
Okay.
No. The last suit I actually wore was for my wedding back in the early 2000s and noughties. I think it was 2010. I didn't because I looked like MC Hammer that day with pants bigger than my legs. So I'm never getting suited up for a suit again, to be honest. I'm comfortable in what I wear. Do you know what, Abs? I wear shorts most of the time around the house.
I do
just
as well.
chill out in a pair of shorts. If I nip to the shop, I'll put a jumper on and a jacket, but I'll still have shorts on. I'm pretty much shorts all year round.
No.
I do, but it's just the way it is. David Knight says, "Dapper Dave."
Yes.
Seattle Geordie, is King Dave your solicitor tonight? Yeah, you never know. The Dapper Gent says, Vortex. Good evening, Ches Ray. I bet Dave's got his pajama bottoms on.
Damn it, got me.
Evening, John. Hope you're well. People commenting on Man United. You've beaten Burnley. Sean says, have you got a date tonight, Dave?
No, not at my age. But I have to say, I am happily married. I've been married to Dot for 49 years. We love each other to bits. We've had 10 very happy years of marriage. That's what I always say. She hates me if I say it. She's upstairs watching something else. So she'll not.
Oh, you sent her upstairs, have you?
No. She said to go upstairs. I was gonna go upstairs. Yeah, but she wanted to go and watch Vera. Bless her. So no, dates are well beyond me, and I'm very happy married to Dot. I love her to bits.
Good.
So,
there's a question here from Tom.
When you're driving to away matches, what bands or songs are on the playlist?
An absolute bit of everything, if I'm honest, Tom.
Yeah,
my
eclectic.
Spotify has been taken over by the kids mainly when we've been away in the summer and stuff. So it's sort of my songs mixed in with kids' songs. So it'll go from Metallica, AC/DC to Steps, and all sorts of songs like that. My favorite band in the world is The Killers. Absolutely love them, and so that they get played a lot. But sometimes it's very difficult when you've got a car full of people trying to play your own music, because sometimes when me and Adam go away and I put my music on, he'll stick his headphones on because he listens to some kind of weird shit.
And I imagine Adam's got some weird taste.
So obviously when Pete was in the car to go to Leicester, Pete and Archer, they loved the rock music, so we had a bit of that going on as well. So it was great.
Right, so I'll do Julie's, which is on a personal and a professional level, channel highlights of 2021. Tough one, that, mind.
Jesus Christ.
I thought that would get you.
Wow.
You might have to think about that and come back to it.
No, I mean, the high will just be the continued growth, of the channel. And like I said at the start, one of the main highs for me is making all these wonderful friends for life that I have. Yourself, Jules, herself, our partner Dave. All these the regulars on here, like Cesare, Trolls, Thomas,
there's loads of
all these people. Sorry if I don't name yous out, but it's that way. That's the highlight for me is getting to know all these people. They're just fantastic. And you can't get success without the help of people, as far as I'm concerned. As the channel grows, it's still very surreal for me though, like on the match on Monday night, people coming up to me at halftime and asking if they can have photos with us, and you know, bringing the kids along and saying, "Oh, can we little have a photo with you? We love the channel," and stuff like that. That's still all really surreal to me. It's lovely, but it's surreal. But I mean, you get it now as well.
I did. I mean, after the match on Monday, I walked down to the bus stop to get the bus home, and it was 40 minutes. I had to wait for the thing. And this couple walked up and straight away said, "Oh, you're Dave from, you know, oh, flipping heck, you know." So, and they were lovely. I always say they watch the two of them. So, what a good crack. And there was another couple there who we chatted to, and that's always nice. You know, it's nice to be recognised. You know, for something.
It's amazing to be honest. And that's what I mean.
It's very humbling, I must say.
It is. It is. And anybody that meets me in person, you know, if you're wondering if I'm any different in front of the camera to what I am sort of behind the camera, then no, I'm not. I'm the exact same person, and I think anybody that's met me will vouch for that. I'm no different. I love to make people laugh, to be honest. I'm very sarcastic in a jokey way, as Dave well knows. But it's just
we're always winding each other up when we meet for the match, don't we?
Exactly, but that's a sign of friendship as far as I'm concerned, that you can have that kind of laugh and just have that banter, and you know, you've got each other's backs and stuff like that. And the low point, the low point came for me in the summer. You know, after I'd interviewed Steve Wraith, everything kicked off on social media. There was some absolutely disgusting things said about me, you know, and that was hard for me to get through. If I must admit, that was probably the hardest thing I've ever had to get through. You know, but that was me realizing just how far these people will go to destroy somebody. You know, making up accounts, sending messages, all this kind of thing, and then saying disgusting, horrible things about you. Now, you know, I mentioned Steve Wraith there. I got a lot of help off him, I have to say, when I was going through all that, because he gets it on a daily basis. And then I had the support of, you know, yourself, Dave, Jules, Susan, who was just amazing through it. She could have just believed it all and walked away. But she didn't.
She knew better, bless her.
And, you know, we laugh at them now, basically. We laugh at the messages, we laugh at, and that's how we've got to be, you know, because if I let it get to me like it did, if I stayed in that kind of zone, I would have given it all up. I mean, you know, Dave, I was close to just chucking the channel in and just saying,
look, we had a couple of long chats about it and others, so we kept
I just wanted to get, I just thought, it's not, I'm not doing this anymore. I just want to spend time with my family and not have to put up with this garbage. But you know, everybody talked sense into me, including all the subscribers out there. Had an incredible amount of support, which then made me think, wow, you know, I've got this amazing amount of support. I will always get people who don't like me. That's fair enough. I don't care. You know, you like someone or you don't. You just move on. But I'm not a dislikable person. Those people that get to know me see the real me. I'm not being big-headed or anything like that. Like I said, I love making people laugh. I'm very family orientated. You know, Susan means the absolute world to me and always will. And like you said with Dot, you know, she's my rock. And she's been an absolute rock all year for me, even through the bad times. She's stood by me. Now, many people would have seen what was going on online and just thought, nah, this isn't for me. But she knew that wasn't me. She knew that wasn't who I was about or anything like that. And so it really can get tough sometimes. But you know, with the help of everybody, you move on. And that's what you have to do.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. At my age, I mean, I'm 70 soon, and I just don't get it. I really don't. I don't understand why people do this. And I've said a couple of times, if anybody out there, you know, the trolls want to contact me and meet up and have a coffee and chat and say why, because I just don't get it. I really, you know, why would you want to effectively try and destroy somebody? I just find it bizarre. I really do. It's odd. It's an anathema to me. And I mean, there's, you know, there's lots of channels get it, and it's not just you, you know. And I was watching a YouTube channel the other night about scam buster or something. He gets back at the Indian scammers, you know, and even he was getting abuse on, you know, off people. And thinking, well, hang on a minute, this guy's giving people that advice as to how to not get scammed, you know. And people are calling them all sorts of nasty things on your channel. You think, my God, do they never leave anybody alone? And then sadly, the answer is
They won't.
no, they won't. It's terrible. But
that's
anyway,
why that's why it's engraved in me now, not to bite back and just
no. I know others do. I mean, I know Martin.
I mean, I sent you screenshots.
Yeah,
of made up accounts and what the things they say to me. It's disgraceful, to be honest. But you can't find.
I think for those screenshots, I mean, it took me about half a second to realise that the person who was allegedly saying these things was pretty well known on Twitter. You just look and go, that's not that person at all, because the name may be right, but the handle's different. The actual
but that's
thing,
how easy it is to create fake accounts.
But somebody looks at it and go, oh, that's definitely that person. But it doesn't take long to look and say, no, it's not. And it's.
But of course, all these outside sites that you can make things up on now I was completely, oblivious to. But hey ho, that's the way. But that was definitely the low point. But like I said, with everybody's help, you bounce back and you get over it and you continue to
move on.
To battle. Graham says you deserve it. The best NUFC site of all. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate that.
Very kind.
Thomas says, Sir Lord Harrison, does the bottom half of your attire exclude all but underwear? Thomas, I don't know why you're asking that, and it quite disturbs me that you're actually asking Dave that, to be honest.
I'm not even going to answer that.
No, Yano says, nice to see you've made an effort, Paul. Dave is just his usual sophisticated self. I think this is for both of us, really. What was your favourite season as Newcastle fans? Well, I've got to say the season that we just missed out on the title.
I would agree. Yeah, I mean, I go back a bit, and there's other years that were fun, I think. But I would agree that the Keegan years were first and second ones were just something else. I mean, the first year winning the championship and getting wherever it was for Division 1, and then getting at the Premiership, and then the next season watching. Demolishing Man United 5-0 and stuff like that was it was outstanding. It was great. We didn't win anything. We didn't care. We just enjoyed it. We're there for the ride, and what a hell of a ride. So I would agree with you on that one, Paul.
Yeah. Alexander says, "Rockin' suit, Dave." AD says, "Is this a new James Bond announcement?" Favorite fullback.
That's a tough one.
Warren Barton.
Yeah, I'd Warren Barton. I mean, in others, I mean, like John McNamee and them, I mean, he probably wasn't a fullback, but defender-wise, John McNamee, who, took anything above grass, and, he was a hell of a player.
Cleaned them out.
I mean, he wouldn't last 5 minutes these days because, I mean, I wasn't at the match, but I remember somebody saying that, I forget how we're playing. It might have been Forest or somebody, can't remember. And their centre half kept chopping our centre forward out a few times, and he was always shouting and screaming at the referee. And the referee wasn't taking a notice. He had a couple of free kicks, but he should have been booked, and he wasn't. Got in the second half, and our centre forward was a cleaner. He just came through, just wiped them out. And apparently McNamee just walked up, tapped the bloke on the shoulder. As he turned around, he smacked him in the face, knocked him flat on his backside, busted his lip, and he just took the referee and went, "Sorry, son." He just walked straight down the tunnel to the absolute cheers of the sort of 50,000. So he was a tough old pool. But Warren Barton, you can't go much past him. He was a hell of a player.
If we don't get Cody, who would you have? Botman. Simple as that.
Lots to talk about Botman today, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
What are your expectations from Newcastle in the next 10 years? That's the really good question, that random.
Premier League champions and challenging in Europe. I think that's what we all expect and we all want, I think.
Yeah, I think that's how I would go with that.
I
mean, I think it's what I would say is just continued growth. We've had 14 years of utter garbage where everything's gone back, and one of the jokes was said was when everybody said, you're gonna, you demand to win. Well, actually, no, we don't. We're just happy the windows got cleaned. That's exactly how bad the ground had got. So just continued growth, more improvement. Better academy, better training facilities, etc., etc. And I'm sure from what Amanda and me and Dad have said, that's going to happen. So we just got to look at a few years of nice steady growth. So.
Matthew says, if you had to sign one striker next summer, who would it be?
I've asked
Haaland, if I'm
myself
honest.
this.
I mean,
Yeah,
Haaland. You've got to say Haaland
I-
if you know. But
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think this what's his name, the funny one that Ryan always says was saying his name wrong. Yeah, he's where I'm like for names.
I can't remember.
It'll come. Yeah, him. He seems like a good player.
Williams is exclusive. Newcastle are interested in bringing Mike Williamson back to the club from Gateshead and are happy to accept his full wages of £6.10 a week. Louis, thanks for the £2, buddy. Good
That's
evening,
very
Clive
nice.
Tildesley. That's
Okay.
another one there, Dave. Another one.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yano says it looks like an episode of Got One before and after the makeover. Jesus Christ.
That's a good one, that Yano. I like that.
Love to you as well, Julie.
And to you, Stuart. And to you.
Yes, I think Southampton will be off, mate. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
Chris...
apparently on various social media sites tonight, we reckon we've got another 3. I think it was 3 or 4 COVID cases, bringing it to 7 or 8.
Yeah, and Hayden's just had a knee operation as well. So
yeah, so I mean, I really can't see it going ahead, you know. But
we'll see. We'll see.
We'll have to wait and see. Yeah.
Chris, I've already kind of answered that at the start. It was the earliest one I remember is Brighton when Peter Beardsley scored the chip over Keegan's last game. So that's what it was.
Yeah.
Mike says, hello, Paul. Looking smart, Dave. Would you take relegation out of this cesspit of a league to regroup and come back stronger and smash it? No. We want to stay up. Wouldn't. Spencer says, looking sharp, Overlord Harrison. Hi, Paul and Dave. Congratulations, Paul. What can we expect from the board? Hopefully, lots of money. I just forget these Inter Milan stuff because the guys that need to concentrate on Newcastle will be concentrate on Newcastle.
Yeah, and they can't buy any other club in Europe out anyway. I think the most they can have is 10% in it. So, it's just it's all just idle speculation at the minute.
Yeah, of course it is. Jimmy says Dave just looks like he's got back from Garden Lawn Bulls. Matthew, favorite shirt ever. I love the my favorite one ever is the the one that we're wearing as I was sort of just getting into Newcastle United, the blue star with the old NUF and the curled C with the magpie underneath. That was my favorite. It's still my favorite badge, to be honest, as well.
Yeah.
But here, Paul, happy New Year to you as well, mate. Hope you're well.
All the best.
Thomas is asking a question there.
What's your favorite food? Ooh, no.
My favorite food is
it's not that easy, is it? It's not that easy.
Christ on a bike. You know what I loved? I used to love me grandma's Sunday dinners. I don't think I could ever reciprocate that myself, although Susan is a damn good cook, I have to say. She makes some nice stuff as well. I like Chinese food as well, very much so. But I love a good steak, I have to say. I really like a good steak. So yeah.
I used to love a good steak. I've gone off them in the last few years. Probably Indian food.
Well, yeah, but you know, in your position, Dave, you probably get steak every bloody day, so you're bound to go off it eventually. Random says just completely random, really, from Random's username. Thoughts on Damien Duff appointed as Shelbourne manager? Good luck to him. I don't really pay a lot of attention to him. Steve, thank you very much for your $50 Australian, mate. That's very, very kind. Hi, Paul. Will you sing all verses of Blade and Races? I met Eric Burden years back in Sydney. We discussed the tune over a drink. He chewed me out because I didn't know all the verses. Would be a nice tribute to Eric, as he is related to Geordie Ridley. Sorry.
Ridley, yeah.
I don't know all the verses. If I'm being 100% honest, I don't know all the verses.
I used to, but I can't remember them now. Definitely not.
No.
And oddly enough, Eric Burden used to live not far from where I live now, and a good mate of mine was a cousin or a nephew of his, and met him a few times. Really nice bloke, really, really nice bloke. Paul, you're frozen. Well, I'll continue on. So I'm just looking on the screen there. Barry Lang says, Paul, my son has some form of diabetes. He was born in London, but I brought him up properly since the Keegan days when he was 10. Miss the Geordie sense of humour. I get so much more than just the info. So that's a very good question. Don't know what's happened to Paul, but he's frozzed. Oh,
I'm back.
You're back. What happened there?
Yeah, the internet's gone off, so I've had to just connect to my phone.
Right.
I've just had BT put in, so it's
right, bit flaky, is it?
you know, when you get the first few days of a new internet, it keeps going off to reboot and stuff like that and test the speed. So I'll go on my phone for a little while, then I'll go back to me.
Did you not get I thought you got an EE 5G router with it as well. You just drove straight.
It's right next to me, so it doesn't seem to have kicked into gear yet. So
okay,
never mind. The phone
that.
one's on 5G, so there'll be no problem with the connection now.
Okay.
Bazza says, Paul, any chance you win a heart monitor during one of your rants so we can have a bet on the peak numbers? Jesus, I think if I put one of them on, I'd be in hospital, mate, to be honest. I want the new owners to repair the rift with AC/DC frontman Brian Johnson. He loves the tune and treated badly by Hall et al. Well, he might be watching tonight. He's a regular commenter on the show, so he may well be watching. Matthew's got a question there, Dave.
Favorite country to go to? Not that we can go anywhere at the minute, mate. But
no, but Spain. If I'm honest, I love Spain. Love it, absolutely. Love it.
Cyprus for me. I love America, but Cyprus for me. I love the way of life in Cyprus. It's lovely. Nice food as well.
Exactly. Yano says, don't listen, Dave. He's buttering you up for easy questions. Of course he loves you. We all do, Dave. What's not to love?
Oh, Yano, that's lovely. Thank you.
Do you think we'll stay up? Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. I was unsure when I two other people on this and other channels were saying recently that will go down, but I don't know what it is. You know, I think the old saying, I've got a feeling in me water will stay up. I hope I'm right. Obviously, I'd hate to go down, and I get the comment before would we go down to regroup and come back, but I don't want to do that because knowing the bloody Premier League, they'll probably come up with some reason that means we can't come back up. You know, they'll come up with some rubbish. You know, so not that I don't trust any of them. I really don't.
True.
Yeah.
Peter's got a question there, Dave.
Evening, Paul and Dave. I'd like to see both. What is your favourite player from the past? Peter Beardsley all day for me.
Yeah, Peter Beardsley and Shea Given. I mean, if I'm going to say an outfield player, it would be Peter Beardsley, without a shadow of a doubt. The man was just an absolute genius with a football at his feet.
He was.
And you know, just the fact that he was a Geordie as well, I think just was incredible. Absolutely incredible.
If he was playing today, Messi would be in his shadow, and he would be an absolute world beater, and he would be worth hundreds of millions of pounds. He really would. You know, and he's such a nice bloke as well. We've both met him, and I met him a few years ago. But he's a lovely guy.
Well, when I was going through all that trolling, he took time out to actually ring me, which was absolutely incredible gesture. I like coffee. Says I love the new replacement for Daniel Craig.
Yes, I'm not sure I could do anything that Daniel Craig does. It would last about 30 seconds, I think.
Yeah. Who would win in a tag team fight, Carlos Tevez and Deirdre Barlow, or you and Lord Commander Harrison? Well, me and Harrison, of course.
Yeah, we'd get them.
Jesus Christ.
We'd take them.
Do I have a message to Nile Ranger? You blew it, son. You blew your chance.
Had your chance, ruined it, sadly.
Yep.
I mean, another one who took his talent and just destroyed it. Real shame, but destroyed it. Yeah,
because he did have talent. He did have talent.
No getting away from it. Yeah, he did. He absolutely had the talent. Even in the early days, there was flashes, and this kid's going to go far, and it all just fell apart. And then he went to several clubs, and I don't know if he's playing it these days, but sadly, everywhere he went, it seemed to turn badly for him. You know, which is a crying shame. But you know, unfortunately, we've seen it before, and the sad thing is we'll see it again, you know, without the right, mentor there. There'll be other players from all over the world who will just fall away. And, and in a parallel universe, Nile Ranger's a superstar, but unfortunately this one, he's long gone, sadly. It's a shame, real shame.
Yep. Anthony's got a question there, Dave.
What future plans do you have for the channel? That's a good question, Anthony. I like that one.
I mean, as plans go, I definitely want to continue with the shows that we currently do. I think they're very successful and people like them. Monday night's going to be a bit of a change because obviously, I do the Horseman on Barry's channel once every 2 weeks, and the rumor mill's normally on this channel. But once the transfer window's out the way, then something else is going to have to come in. Now, I have promised for months now that there is going to be a quiz soon on this channel where we bring somebody on to face Newcastle United related questions. That is going to happen. That is in the process now of being sorted. So that will start. And we'll run that for a while with a kind of league table system to see how many questions people can get right, and then the winner obviously wins a very, very decent prize. Continue the membership as well on the channel. There is going to be members only competitions where we do giveaways to the members. That's not to say that there won't be competitions for everybody as well. It's not just the members. So there'll be other prizes for non-members and things like that. So and new shows. I mean, I'm going to be doing watch-alongs as well. The away games that I don't get to, there will be watch-alongs on here. I have purchased various different softwares to be able to put on a decent show for a watch along for you guys. So that will also be happening in the very near future. If Southampton goes ahead, that will be the first one. And lots more football related shows. I mean, certainly during the transfer window, there's going to be live shows, recordings, etc. There's going to be a lot of stuff for that. So it's going to be great stuff. But we just have to wait and see. Excuse me one moment. Somebody's knocking on the door. Dave, take over.
All right, okay. I was just about to say that Tom Lynch, bless him, he's just sent the full choruses of Blade Races, which was good. Thank you, mate. That's very good. I'll keep that. I mean, obviously, we all know it was on the 8th of June, 1862, and then the next one is passing the folks along the road as they were standing. Lots of lads and lasses there. We'll know that one. We flew past Armstrong's factory up the Robin Hood Dare. That's the third one, where the bus wheel fell off. And anyway, I'll leave that. But it's a nice one. Thanks for that, Tom. Yeah.
He's very astute. He's very astute.
Very quick as well. So well done.
Kevin says, "How did you meet Dave?" Well, through social media, through YouTube, and then we really hit it off and become great friends, as I've done with a lot of people. So
I mean, we talked. We messaged each other on here and other things, and we met at the match, and we hit it off straight away, and lots of others as well. So people like Danielle and her partner Lee, have all been part of that team, and people from other channels, and Big John, it's all good fun, and we get on really well, which is great, so long may it continue, Just to bring you up to date, it's 83 minutes and Man United are still winning 3-1, so
that's good.
Doing us a bit of a favour. So that's good.
Another question there, Dave.
Who is your favourite Newcastle signing of all time apart from Shearer?
There's a question.
That's a question of that, Paul. I mean, that really is. For me, I would say it was probably, and he's just retired for a bit, your Colaccini when he came. Wow. Okay. I mean, I thought the first few games, I thought this guy's rubbish, but he very, very quickly became a really tough and no compromise defender who could score goals, and he kept the backs, the defense in line all the time. So I think bit of an odd one, bit of a as Americans say, a left field one. But for me, he turned. There's been lots. I mean, there really has. But I mean, you go back to the day when Martin McDonald came, and he scored his 3-0 against Liverpool on his home debut, and went on to, and still is a superstar with the club and a great member. But I would probably say, for me, and everybody will have their own, but I would say Colaccini.
Yeah. For me, favorite Newcastle signing would be Patrick Kluivert.
Okay.
The reason I'm saying that is I was always a massive fan of Clivett, always.
Mm-hmm.
And when he signed for Newcastle, his best years were probably behind him. But it was massive for me as a big Clivett fan to see him come to Newcastle. I always used to sign him on the old computer games and stuff like that. And then when he actually did sign, it was pretty incredible. Louis says, when did you meet the Toon Fonz, John Sinclair? Through YouTube, actually. And then I invited him to come on the Horseman, and then it's
went from there.
History. The rest is history, as they say. Martin, thanks for the super sticker of £4.49. Made very kind. Really agree. Really. Whatever. I'm just happy you've done it, mate.
I think thank you is the word you're looking for.
That's the one. Jesus Christ. Neil worries that Newcastle will lose their identity with all the money coming in. Not really. I don't think so.
I have to say, I've got a mate of mine in the Archer world who's a massive City fan, and he has said that it has lost a bit of its homeliness, since all the superstars are coming and the money's coming. And I think the sad thing is, as we've seen on TV, the number of times there's empty seats in not just there but at other grounds, and I do believe that's something we need to worry about. I don't think it'll happen to us. I think with being a one club city, I think we'll just continue to grow. That's my hope anyway. So
Jody Ian says, I watched your first video on your channel yesterday. It was good to see the progression and confidence in how you've become. Look forward to more now and in the future. Thanks, matey. Right, there's a question from Cesare.
How does Parkinson affect your daily life? I think you're around 36. So in my mind, it never occurred to me that it can happen to somebody so young. Genuine admiration for you for being so open about it. Yeah.
Well, I'm 10 years older than you predicted there, Cesare. So thank you very much. Listen, it's hard. I'm not going to lie. It's when I was first diagnosed, it took a long time to get the right medication, etc. Because everybody sort of links Parkinson's with shaking and tremors and things like that. It's not all about that. That is well controlled with the medication I'm on. What people don't tend to see is when you're having a really bad day with it, the headaches, which are blinding at times, the stiff muscles, especially on a morning. Your speech gets affected sometimes. I had a lovely comment from a troll not long ago saying, "Oh, why am I spitting on the mic all the time and when I talk?" Which is ridiculous. Sometimes I do. I'll openly admit that, but that is because of my speech problems I have with Parkinson's. I've got to live with it, and that's just the way it is. I was very sort of down on myself for a very long time because of it. Thinking, from my sort of age, you look back to people like Muhammad Ali, etc., who have the illness and are affected in a massive way. But medication's come a long, long way since then.
It has.
And mine's not as bad as it could be. I mean, it may get it. There's a strong chance it will do in later life. But at the minute, I'm able to operate as normal. I can still drive. I can still go places. For how long, I don't know. That is in the
each day. Just take them.
That's basically how you have to live with it. I'm lucky. I've got amazing support with Susan. She understands the illness. She understands everything about it. She knows that there's not much I can do when I'm having a bad day. I just tend to have to rest up. But like I said earlier, something like this, doing YouTube, keeps me going. It keeps my mind occupied. It gives me a goal in life, I suppose.
Keeps you motivated.
Yeah. Just to sit in front of a camera and talk, it kind of takes my mind off anything that, if I'm in any sort of pain, because that's one thing that you get pains in your hands and your joints and things like that, which can be, hell on earth at times. But you know what? I've been dealt a hand and I have to live with it. That's the way I look at it now. Like I said, the support I've got is immense, especially from Susan. She's, like I said earlier, the rock that I need in my life to help me, get through things. I mean, me and Susan did go through a rough patch in the summer, as many of my close friends know. But we got through, and now we're on the other side of that. So, it's hard. Cesare, I'll be honest, it's very difficult to live with, but you know, as it is for anybody with any sort of illness or disability. But you know, like I said, it's the hand I've been dealt. I just have to say, right, okay, how can I still enjoy my life? How can I still make people laugh, enjoy themselves? And that's what I'm all about, and that's what I'll continue to be all about, to be honest. Martin says, well done, Paul. How are the Durham Wasps and Hornets and Mosquitoes? Yep, played for them all.
Well, there was a question from Ryan about that, which you can probably answer in a bit more depth. He says, did you play hockey as a job, and what position and league did you play in? So that's sort of following on from that last question.
Well, I didn't. I guess it was never a full. Well, yeah, it was full time for a few seasons. You know, when I first got to the seniors and then sort of moved to Whitley Bay. We played in the top league over here. That was before the league made its completely restructure, and you know, you were only allowed a certain amount of imported players from Canada and things like that. Whereas now it's any amount can come across.
Anybody.
So there was much more opportunity for the English players back then. But I represented England. I represented Great Britain. You know, got to the top, if you like, and of where I needed to be. So I did. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Listen, there's some great guys play that sport, and I'm friends to this day with quite a lot of people that I played hockey with from not just the club I played for, but you know, the opposition as well. You know, you do make quite a good bond with people for life.
Yeah. So the last one of the ones that were written in, it's from our mate Cesare. We just had him on, and the question is.
Oh, God.
It's deadline day.
Why are you being very hesitant with this here?
Because I know what's coming. It's deadline day. The club contacts you and says, would you go and get Cody deal sorted out? Right? But you remember, you'd promised that you'd meet Susan's family. Which heart do you break? I'm sorry, Paul, but that...
I break Cody's heart.
Yeah,
I take Susan every time. I'm sorry, but I listen.
Good answer.
It's not the fact that she's watching or anything. She knows I would. Listen, I would. There's nothing in this life that I would take over her and the kids. To be honest, nothing at all. They are my number one in life, and they always will be. I mean, my eldest daughter's nearly 20 now. She's sort of getting into her own life and stuff like that. But she's still like a best mate, you know. So and that's the kind of relationship I want with the kids. But it would be. You will still get when she gets even older, because I do. My eldest daughter's 40 odd now, and I still get the dad phone call. Oh God, yeah, I get them all the time. How much
is this going to cost us?
Yeah,
you know?
So, I get those texts saying, "Oh, Dad, you know how I get paid next week?" But you know,
anyway, buddy, that's the last of the questions that came in. But
it's a good question, but unfortunately, I don't have to blink at that one at all. I mean, that's just listen. Nobody will ever know what Susan's done for me. Nobody will ever know, and you know, there's been some rocky times, and especially, you know, I had to move out and back to my old house, you know, in the summer because you know, there was problems with the kids, but we decided, you know, we talked through it. We had a big talk a few months back and got things sorted, and you know, we are planning on moving in together when the kids will have proper setups in the house and have their own space, etc., and stuff like that. And I think, you know, they need to at the age they're at, and that's just where we're at the minute. So you know, we're engaged, and that'll always be the same. And you know, nobody will know the help and the absolute rock solid camaraderie that we have, you know, and that's why, you know, the trolls and all that crap that was put on Twitter in the summer, all that bollocks will never ever, you know, get in between us.
That's all it is as well.
The way it is,
just bollocks. Yeah.
There's a question from.
We're a bit behind, so sorry guys. Yeah. What was the
worry.
first game you remember going? I think you've already answered that one, haven't you? It
Yeah,
was the
Brighton home game.
with that wonderful
guys, we
chip
won't be
off.
able to answer every single
No, there's,
question on here, but
I must admit, everybody, I only got half a dozen questions in, and some of them have been answered. But I mean, looking at the chat, I mean, there's 260 odd watching, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
But we'll do our best. But
I'll get through some. Don't worry. I mean, thank you for everybody that is putting questions in. I mean,
brilliant. It's brilliant. Yeah.
We'll stay on for a bit yet, but Paul says, evening chaps, any update on the merch? Not at the minute, but we will be moving forward with it without a shadow of a doubt. Joshua, I love watching True Geordie, and I really thank Paul and Dave for continuing to have these streams and videos and discussions that are more specific to Newcastle United.
Cheers, Josh.
Wayne says, gutted we didn't have a game tonight. Man U winning. Which is good for us. Jack, good evening down in Bristol. It was the best game you've watched in James's Royal Highness looking the part tonight? It has to be the Man United 5-0. That was just will never ever disappear from my memory. It was just one of those games. Mark remembers his first game was 89-90 against Wolves. I'm not
my favourite game has to be the 3-2 over Barcelona. I wasn't at the 5-0 game. Doctor booked a holiday for when we watched it in the hotel bar with Man United fans who started off winding us up, and then when we beat them 5-0, they were very quiet.
Yeah,
very quiet indeed. Yeah.
Jokes aside, Paul, congrats on the success in your channel. It is more deserved, and much more will be coming your way. Chesra, you're a cheeky git. Geez, I just noticed Dave looking so debonair. Looks like Paul's interviewing the 1%. Honestly,
he's a good lad.
It's tragic. Paul says, love the channel. Cheers, mate.
Yes, Paul.
Ronald says, great to be watching from home again. Oh, glad you're home, Ronald. Get well soon,
news.
Buddy. Paul is a Cyberman. They're talking about me little metal face. Respect, Paul. Your football family are here for everyone. Yep, without a shout. Carlos says, is Dave going out for dinner?
A bit late now for me, but yeah.
Jesuit says, Paul, you're a champ. Thank you very much, matey. Paul says, good to see you got back on your feet. Evening, Paul and Dave. Evening, Keith. Hope you're well.
You all right, mate?
Susan sending hearts. Not sure whether that's for me or you, Dave.
We'll share one each.
Well, yeah. Kev says, stay strong, top man. Thanks, bud. Nice. Billy, good evening, matey. Congratulations on the 7K, Richie deserved. You have a great channel. My question is, Uriah, Rennie, Mike Dean, Mark and Atkinson, or level 7 Dave? Who's the worst ref?
That's a good one, Billy. I like that.
It's got to be Mike Dean. I'm sorry, but it just simply has to be Mike Dean. Yeah. I cannot stand the guy. I would rather have level 7 Dave refereeing than Mike Dean, to be honest, and that's saying something.
He would just yell, see it.
Yeah. Spencer says, glad you're in a better place in life now, Paul. I certainly am. Didn't feel like that way in the summer, but it's Julie says, my dad, very similar, Ronald, twice a day for life, but onwards and upwards. Yeah, without a doubt. I'm just basically going through as quick as I can now, so I do apologize if your comment doesn't come up or doesn't get read out. But it's tough at the minute. A lot of people asking what my first game at Newcastle was. It was the first one I can remember is Brighton at home. Keegan's last game and Beardsley scoring that magnificent chip at the Gallagher end.
Brilliant.
Which is brilliant. I Like Coffee says, with the suits of Dave Harrison is Newcastle's very own Sir Alex Ferguson. Jeez.
That means they're going in extra time, Paul.
Yeah. Yano says, you need lows in your life to appreciate the good times. Your past is what makes you the person you are now, Paul. Newcastle fans have suffered plenty, so please let's see the good times roll.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Yano.
Kevin says, Paula, you share the same birthday as my son. Paula? Okay.
Unless that's a comment to Paula. It was in the chat. I don't know. Don't think so.
Listen, I mean, he's hitting there. He's hitting there. It's just... Truls says, you're only 45, just a kid then?
He is just a Ben. Yes.
I Cesare says, what, 45? I genuinely thought I was older than you, Paul. No, but, you know, Cesare, you still have the youth because you wrestle great white sharks over there in South Africa, mate. So, Kevin does share the same birthday as Kevin's son. So he's changed my name. Good lad.
Well done, Kevin.
Matthew says, Shea was a... Oh, my mouse is going crazy again. Shea was a world-class keeper. As a 9-year-old, I was gutted when he left. He was brilliant. He was a brilliant goalkeeper.
He was.
Bazza says, Paul thinks could be worse. He could be a Mackham. Abs says, how tall are you, Paul? I'm 6'5", Abs. Although everybody seems to comment when I meet them for the first time, they all say the same. Oh, you look much smaller on your streams than you do in real life. No, but I'm 6'5". Best player we've ever seen at St James Park. Well, I've said Peter Beardsley, outfield player, definitely. I think, you know, Dave said the same. George
I mean,
Best.
if it's other players from other teams, well, list goes on, doesn't it? You know, so I can't let anybody in a minute, but from a Newcastle point of view, Peter Beardsley all day, every day.
Yeah. Graham says the heart attack I had in 2017 is nothing compared to your health problems, Paul. Sorry you've had so many. Hey, listen, matey, we all go through it, and you know, a heart attack's a big issue, mate. So,
it is, absolutely.
You know, that's the hand we get dealt, unfortunately. And just glad you're still with us, and glad you're battling on, matey. That's the main thing.
Just keep going.
That's all we can do. DJ Joey thought I was between 29 and 32. I must have a very young-looking face.
Must do.
Troll says, "Isn't he 6 pound 6?" Oh, get lost,
that's never going to leave, is it?
Yeah, we've got a troll in asking me about hair treatment, etc. So I'm blocking that one out.
Silly.
Yeah, it doesn't bother. Whatever. Is Bat Out of Hell your favorite Meatloaf song? I cannot stand Meatloaf, and I know why you're saying Bat Out of Hell, Paul, because of the bat incident that I had in this very room. Paulette will love your other comment, Cesare. Paul, Susan, nick off. And then she's changed it. Paul will love your other What's this with women's names here? Steve says, hi, Paul. Just joined as a new member. Great to be a part of the group. Good day from Australia. Are you aware of the Collingwood Magpies in Australia? Yes, I am.
I wasn't.
I am, yeah. Judy is Amanda Stavely in disguise. Wow, okay. Got anything planned for New Year? Where did you meet your fiance? Right, I'll give you the story. You know, I mean, planned for New Year. No, we're staying in, just having a few games and enjoying ourselves in the house. Where I met Susan was on a dating website, and we met after she'd binned me off 3 times. We always laugh about this. In fairness, we got talking, we clicked straight away. However, Susan had a few issues going on with her family behind the scenes, and she wasn't in a great place. So she kept binning me off for a while until she was ready. And then she sent me a lovely Facebook Messenger little song with some words in it. And, we met shortly after that, and we've laughed ever since, really. I mean, we have one of them relationships where we just laugh, and the bond between us is, like I say, stronger than ever now. We did have problems in the summer, but that's what you deal with when you've got kids. It was never about me and her, I don't think. And it was we sorted that out. But all we do now is we just laugh. So it was very, very interesting to be binned off 3 times before she actually went ahead with a date. But we haven't looked back since. Yano says, Paul, is that a bat behind you?
Behind you.
Really not funny. Really not funny. There's a lot of internal chat going on, which is Mark
good.
Says he still can't become a member on my iPhone. Listen, kick off with Apple. I don't know what's going on. Dave, help him.
Yeah. Well, I think what you've got to do if you're watching on a phone, you've got to first of all turn the chat off, and then you will find a button. And I haven't got my phone handy because I could do it for you, but. I don't think it's called a join. I think it's called this. It's not subscribe. It's below where the subscribe button is.
It says join, Dave. That's the word.
It does say join. Does it right?
Does
Okay.
say join, yeah.
Yeah. I think if you're on I'm on my iPad here, and it won't let me do anything on the iPad. So it's either going to be a laptop or if it's on an iPhone, depending on what version it is, of course. Just press the join button. You've got to turn the chat off.
Yeah, you'll need to maybe get a new computer or something and see how that goes.
Yeah.
Keith says, Paul, did you ever find that bat? No, I didn't.
Just never had the guts to look for it, Keith.
Yes, but typical takeaway. Give our man. Very
Chinese for him,
insightful so
for
far.
me, yeah.
Paul likes Cody. Yes.
Apparently.
Yes.
Really?
Gallus says, what is your favorite away stadium as well as your worst stadium you've attended?
There's been a few. I don't go away a lot, but yeah, come on then.
Well, the worst one is without a doubt Boundary Park at Oldham. It is the coldest place on earth, without a shadow of a doubt. It's colder than the Arctic. I can guarantee you that. The pitch is a disgrace to humanity. I don't know who built the stadium, but I think it's one of the highest stadiums in the UK. So basically, the air is very thin there as well. It's just dreadful. It's just dreadful, full stop. Yeah. Favorite ground? I mean, St James's really, but obviously I can't. You know, that's
pick that one.
Favorite away stadium. I'd have to say Anfield.
Yeah, I was about to say for me Anfield.
You know, Anfield for me. I mean, listen, the other week when we were there, the atmosphere wasn't great. It wasn't great, I have to say. But when they did make a noise, it was loud.
Yeah. At the start of the game, they were amazing.
Yeah, You'll Never Walk Alone is incredible. But
I think they all left it. I think they walked out after that. So
I think the new stand that they've built is huge. It's a really big stand, the main stand, and then obviously you've got the Kenny Dalglish one opposite, the Cop, which will be famous forever. Forever. Listen, it's just the history around it as well. You know, so much has happened to Liverpool Football Club. You look at Heysel, you look at Hillsborough. You know, all those tragedies that you know are now associated with Liverpool Football Club for forever, really. But seeing the stadium, you know, you've got the homage to the 92 and all of this, and it is an incredible place. And you know, when they do sing "You'll Never Walk Alone," it does make your hair stand up and think, wow, that is something special. And I remember. Not many seasons ago, there was I think it was a big anniversary of Hillsborough, you know, and we sang "You'll Never Walk Alone" in St James's Park, Dave. I don't know if you remember that. And it was shown on the match of the day, and all the Liverpool fans, you know, it came onto social media applauding us and everything, because it was incredible. But listen, I think Newcastle and Liverpool fans, I think, get each other. We do get on. Not the other side, the blue Scousers or the blue Mackems.
I don't know what's wrong with them. I can't.
Yeah, I know.
I just don't get it. I mean, I don't know why, but there's been some pretty nasty stuff this last week.
Yeah, I mean, you can have all your banter at the match, you know, with opposition fans, but Liverpool fans, they get us, we get them. And I think, you know, Liverpool is a club that. I don't know. I've got a bit of a soft spot for. I don't know why, but I do.
The '94 Cup final, we met up with quite a few in London City Centre. With Hugh Bieswell, and we were chanting Liverpool United. We hate the Cockneys, you know. So
yeah, it's great. Barry says late adopted the channel. When did you start the channel? Christ,
it's about 2 years ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I did a bit. I did a bit, and then I came off, and I didn't do anything for. I only really started it back up properly again, I think, during lockdown, really. Just before lockdown, or
that's when it took off. Yeah,
that's when it really took off. Yeah, so I mean, I'm going from there, but I did little bits, but I came off for a good while, and then I came back. I think just after Rafa left, and I did some bits and bobs then with it, and then. I truly got into it again and bought all my stuff and thought, right, if I'm going to make a go of this, I'm going to make a go of it and buy all the stuff and then go into it. You want to read that one out, Dave?
Are you able to put your streams onto Spotify so we can listen later in the car when we don't catch the show?
Yes. I've had another few people ask me that to say, look, you know, is there any chance you can put it onto Spotify? I do have a Toon review on Spotify. And I will be starting to upload it all to Spotify very, very shortly, because a lot of people are asking me to do that. So if they go in the gym or they're in the car, they can stick a podcast on and listen to it. So yes, I do have the facility to do that using StreamYard. I can just download the audio to my computer and upload that to Spotify. So I will be doing that. Yes. And in fact, I'm going to be starting to do that from probably the next live stream. Everything will be uploaded to Spotify after that. So you definitely can listen. If someone offered you £610 million to wear a Sunderland shirt, would you wear it? Absolutely not.
Not a chance.
John, any news on when we have new ground and shirt sponsors?
There's been nothing, to be honest, John. I mean, watching various bits of social media and other channels that are on, and there's no word. I mean, I'm sure the team are working hard in the background, but of course, as soon as you announce something, the Premier League are going to go, "Oh, you can't do that," So, bunch of whinging people that they are.
Oh, is that you having a little mini rant there, Dave?
That was a mini rant, yes. That was a mini rant, yes. I will have a rant one of these days. Something will happen and I'll kick off. I don't kick off very often. When I do go, but I just find them idiots.
Thinking of taking my son to Leeds away for his birthday. Is it best to get the train or drive?
Train.
I drive everywhere, but I think Leeds will probably be better on the train, won't it, Dave?
Yeah, I would have thought so. I mean, you get off at Leeds, the one city centre, and it's about a mile to Ellen Road it's a straight road. You come out of the stadium, sort of turn left and right, and then it's a straight road up. The only thing I would say, it'd be a little bit careful, because Leeds fans are good, but like every club, they've got a few nutters.
Yeah, they've got a few numpties. Yeah,
don't wear your colours until you get in the ground, and then when you're coming out the ground, take them off, hide them again. But yeah, it's
which you shouldn't really have to do, but that is just the way it is sometimes now.
But I mean, Leeds is a lovely city. I used to go there quite a lot for archery, and it's a lovely place, and people are really nice people. But so some of the fans are less than good, shall we say? But most of them are fine. Most of them are.
Steve says, "Hi Paul, I'm happy to donate $100 if you would sing all verses of Blade and Races for us all. Are you up for it?"
Well, I don't know whether Tom tagged us both.
I think there's a lot of verses in it, isn't there?
Oh yeah. Well, if we go back to what, I'll just get it on the screen here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 verses to it. So I don't know whether there's even more than that, but yeah. But Tom's, sorry, I was on it. Yeah, he's put you in it.
Has he?
Yeah, 2 of them in the group. So yeah, he's put you and me in it. So there's 3 in it. So yeah. So we'll have a look into it. Maybe that's something you can do for
Steve,
the next time.
Yeah, as much as I'd love to sing, Steve, Lisa's shoot or match. It was always match with me, not shoot. I know shoot for me. Shoot was a bit more popular, but you know what? Match came along, and I started buying Match. I think you used to get little free things with Match magazine, and I used to do a lot of the old play-by-mail football. And Match always seemed to have the better adverts for it, and then I just bought Match after that. My granddad used to buy his the Pink.
Missed the Pink.
So I went there on a Sunday. Went obviously on a Sunday to see me gran and granddad, and he always had the Pink there for me. And then Roy of the Rovers as well. Used to have Roy of the Rovers. So Martin says, I sent you a super sticker, no mention £4.49. Sorry, I can't give you 150. Don't worry, mate. I did shout out your £4.49. Don't worry. It's fine, mate. Do you want to read that out, Dave?
If you go somewhere via Sunderland, do you change your tyres?
Listen, I stay clear of Sunderland, if I'm honest. I do like a trip down to, in the summer. I must admit, I do like going to, what's the place just past Roker?
Ben's Park and places like that. And
just on the beach down there, just and then down to South Shields that way. I like going down there.
Nice park,
take the dog on the beach and stuff, and Kobe says you're looking like a prime Roy Keane tonight, Dave.
I don't know.
And then Luke says you look like a pilot.
A pilot? Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Matthew says he must have missed it. He reads out every. I can't read out everything tonight, but I did read out Martin's. I definitely read out the super sticker.
I just looked on the live stream there. There are hundreds of comments.
Yeah,
There really
I
is.
just thank you, everybody. I mean, we can all have a laugh with each other in the chat as well. That's what it's all about as well. It's not all about just getting them on screen or reading them out. You're fantastic. Arsenal for life. We may as well stay on. Have you got another half an hour in you, Dave?
Oh God, yeah. God,
right.
all nice. Yeah.
Who is bigger, Arsenal or Newcastle?
Is that now or in a couple of years' time?
I think we're around the same.
Yeah.
If I'm openly honest, I mean, look, Arsenal. The Emirates isn't the best stadium in the world to have an atmosphere, but you know what? It's just one of them things.
The one thing I will say about the Emirates, Paul, is as I say, I've been a couple of times, not for football. I've been there for. They've got a bit like Newcastle. They've got some pretty big conference suites, and I've done a few big, sporting events there with archery. When you go into I did a stadium tour when I was there one of the times, and they've got about 4 massive TVs. I mean, it always annoys me at St James's because there's everybody I sit in the East Stand, and then the Barry, whoever else says, "Oh, I did the first half highlights or the big screen." I go, "Yeah, I cannot see that." Whereas if you're in Arsenal, and the guy says they're on the screen, virtually anywhere in the ground, you can see the big screen. Which I mean, that's fair play to them. They do that very well for the fans, So
Paul says Arsenal all day long. Keith says, so pleased I found your channel, Paul. I love it.
Thanks, Keith.
Yeah, there's not meant for your comment, Susan, by the way. I'm not sure what that's all about. It's nothing personal, Paul. We'll see. I did read it out. I did.
You did.
I definitely read that out. Any donation I always read out.
Yeah,
without a shadow of a doubt. Even everyone, hope you're both okay. Just wondering who is the most famous person you have tried to get on here for a show. Imagine if you'd done the impossible and got Amanda Staveley to come on. Well, Dave knows who I've been in touch with to come on the channel. I'm not going to say.
No, and I'm in touch with somebody else as well.
Dave's in touch with somebody else, so we do have two very, very big. Listen, if these both come off, they'll be the biggest without a doubt we've had on the channel.
We've already had Warren Barton on, of course, which was
we have. But I think the one that's potential for this channel for me is probably the biggest that any Newcastle channel would get on. If it comes off. But that's going to be in the new year. So we'll see, and hopefully that does happen. But Dave's as well is a big one. Get some fantastic insight on Dave's guest as well. Julie says she can't wait to go for meet Dot and go for that meal. We're all going out when they come back up from Brummie
Next time you and Dave are up, it'd be good that.
Do you collect anything apart from speeding tickets on the way back from Wolves? No, I don't, mate.
I used to. We don't now. We
can we also have Dave answer the same questions we asked Paul? Yeah, if Dave wants to answer them, of course he can.
I've answered most of them.
You have. Rob says, "Are Steps your group?" Absolutely not. Good taste, Paul. The Killers, Kasabian, Black Keys, Arctic Monkeys. I'm not keen on the Arctic Monkeys, to be honest. I think they're a bit up themselves.
No, I don't mind them, but
Happy 7K says Alex. Alex says, who thinks Paul is a Steps fan and uses his kids as an excuse? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
He really is.
No, I'm not having that. Not at all. Definitely not. Spencer says, have you ever listened to Social Distortion or any similar punk? I don't like punk music, man. I can't get away with that.
I've never been into punk. No. I got mates who love it and go away to shows and that, but not my cup of tea either. So
yes, Julie, I did think you'd ask a Saki question. No, I don't listen to ska music, David. Unfortunately, never been my sort of go-to stuff. Dublin Magpie says, mad that people come up looking for photos. Normally people walk up to you hungover saying this burger is mint. Yeah, that was basically the first time I met Dublin Magpie was by the burger van at Newcastle. He just came over, this quite strange looking man with a big beard, clearly hungover, just says, this burger is mint. Oh, by the way, I watch your channel. So he introduced himself via a burger. Which is very interesting.
What are
Julie says, Dave's my highlight. You saying about him to me. Bring him home, Jules. I'm not sure. Anything in particular you love about match days, Paul? For me, it's when local hero plays. Listen, I think the beginning of the match has got a little bit better now. I like the way they play Hey Jude now before before that comes on as well. It gets the fans going. So it's interesting.
And that was
Wolves is the best intro I've seen so far, without a shadow of a doubt.
I think one of the things with local hero, that's one of the things Lashley tried to stop, didn't he? Because he wanted to change things, and there was bloody uproar. So we got it back. But I think for me now, I have to say, from my match day experience, is when I started helping out with the food bank, because with people like Steve Hasty, who's I'm related to, and I do that for a couple of hours before the game, and it's so rewarding.
Oh yeah,
some of the people come up, and we had 2 kids came at the last match, and they put 50 quid in, and I was blown away, and I said, that's amazing. And the dad said the family give the 2 kids 50 quid at Christmas to give to a charity of their choice, and this year it was the food bank. And that just blew me away, And
it's incredible. I mean, I stand with you, and I see the amount of money that goes in them buckets, and people's generosity is simply incredible. And hats off to those guys that including yourself, that actually do that job before the game and collect, because it's amazing. Julie says Susan's just amazing. Yeah, damn right she is. Jay Rogers says, hi lads, love the shows. What's your favourite tipple to both?
Whiskey.
Yeah, Jack Daniels for me.
No, whiskey. Jack Daniels isn't a whiskey, man. Come on, give your head a wobble.
Jack Daniels is a bourbon, right? Bourbon for me is the one, right?
Get yourself a decent single malt, lad, and then you'll
listen, nick off your single malt. They burn your throat as you swallow them.
No, they don't. Just a couple of drops of water, and they're lovely. Anyway,
Jack Daniels, Dave, to be fair. Keith says these trolls are the scum of the earth.
Certainly are, Keith.
F the trolls, mate. You do a mega job. Love the channel. Thanks, Adam. Cheers, mate. Yeah. Rob says, I've had all that, keyboard warriors. They would never say it to your face. That's
true. That's true.
Yeah. I did get one in particular not too long ago, actually, and Dave, you know about it, saying I was going to get my throat slit at the match before the match. I think it was the Burnley game, wasn't it? And so I just said to him, right, where I stand before a game, I'll look forward to it. And my throat is still intact. So it's strange what to say.
And to be fair, Keith Patterson, the first time or the second time I met him, and we become mates, which was great. He's a lovely bloke. And he stood next to us at the food bank, and he said, just like, there's a troll going to throw acid at us. So he sees we're running. And
I remember that.
And I went, oh, okay. Are your body? He says, no. He said, I'm not interested. And he said, I'm going to get my throat cut in the strawberry. Then after the game, we met each other in the pub. He went, I'm still in one piece.
Yeah.
Because they haven't got as that lad just said, they haven't got the guts to say it to your bloody face. They're just sitting there in the back bedroom in their underpants, typing away on the computer screen, thinking they're big lads, and they're bloody knocked, So
exactly.
I feel sorry for them. I really do. I have to say, I feel sorry for them because
Niall says, "Evening, Paul. Loving the channel, mate. Love what you're doing, buddy, and all the panel on the fans forum. Sure, there's some great people." Cesare says, "Paul, Jenny, what you've been through with those harmful rumours, you handled that period like a master of life lessons, mate. I loved the channel before then, but I respected you during that. Thanks, mate. That means a lot."
Well said, Cesare.
And then Charles comes in. Paul, you have a big head, just not a big ego. Well, thanks very.
You can always
count on Charles, can't you? Bring you back down to earth. Lee says, "F the haters, Paul. Doesn't matter what you do in life, there will always be idiots that try and spoil the party. As long as you have the support from your lass and the kids, that's all that matters.
True.
Indeed, it is." Would you rather win the Premier League or Champions League? Now, there's a question, Dave. Has to be the Premier League, surely.
I think for me, who asked it? Being second couple of years and third or whatever, and never quite. Certainly having that 12-point lead when Man U caught us, and that was devastating. I'd love to win it just to, and I often think where would we be now had we actually won that? We should have done, but we blew it. All sorts of reasons, but we did. But had we won it, where would we be today? And I think we'd be in a completely different position to where we are today. I mean,
we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And but it's a, everybody. What you've got to think is, it isn't going to happen next year or the year after, or potentially the year after that. It's it's a 5 to 10 year program, as Amanda said on our first day. It's a program, and I just keep saying, I'm 70. Don't take too long, because I haven't got long left.
Oh, shut up, man. Give away.
I've
You'll
got a
still
good
be
year
here when you're 120. You'll still be on
Well,
the
I
show in
hope
30
so.
years, man.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yano says, does anyone know where we're at with the chat? Because I haven't a clue. We're way behind, mate, as
We're
usual.
about an hour behind, I think.
Anthony says, how can people not like Paul? It's madness. You're the best. Thanks, Anthony.
Nice
there is people who don't, but, hey ho, that's just how it is. James says, first time I'm ever posting a YouTube comment. You guys are worthy. Thanks for all the cracking content. Thank you very much.
Thanks, James.
And the biggest heart too. Yeah, see, not just a big head. Trolls. John says, don't give up, Paul. Don't let the Gets win. I'm not going to, don't worry.
No.
Trolls are pathetic virgins. Wow, interesting comment, that. Paul says, cowards. These all trolls are. And Trolls is back again. But to be honest, thank you very much, Paul. I've had a great laugh, and it's been a great year with your channel, mate. Stay for years to come. Cheers, buddy.
Thanks, Trolls.
Paul says, have you ever fancied going matchstick chucking with Dave? No, because I'll probably injure myself quite badly, or somebody will shoot me.
No, you wouldn't. I'd get you shooting well. I'd get you shooting arrows quite quickly and quite well. I know I would.
Not with my flaming shaky arms, Dave. I tell you, God Almighty. Sean says, massive respect to you, Paul, for getting through it. Never stop what you're doing. You're a fantastic person. Cheers, Sean. Nice who do you want Newcastle to sign?
I mean, the list is endless. I mean, I to be honest, I think I'm going to answer Paul that we've been linked with that many players. It's something like 140 since the take. I could be wrong in that number, but I think somebody on Twitter said it was that number, various places. And I said during the takeover months, years did it take for the takeover to go through. When I see Amanda, me, dad, and the Ruben standing holding a black and white scarf in front of the stand, that's when I believe it. And that's what I'm going to do. I've got my fingers crossed. I've got lots of players like Paul has who would love to see, but once they're there in front with Eddie and whoever, that's when I'll believe it, and that's when I'll start, getting excited about what's going to happen. But the list is endless, so I'd like to see, but you just got to wait and see.
Interesting question from Abs. Which Toon Review staffer would you pick in your quiz team? Julie, straight away.
Yes, Julie.
And simply, Susan will understand why I'm not picking her, because we laugh at the way she answers questions every single day of the week. So she's probably laughing now, thinking about some of the stuff that. I mean, she amazes me with her lack of knowledge sometimes of certain things, and we have such a good laugh about it. But Julie is a professional quizzer, and. Yeah, without a shout, it would be Julie. Yeah. So there you go.
Dave, he's with us.
Oh, Dave, well, so. Yeah. You're my rock, Paul. Love you, and you've done amazing to come through it all. Thank you, Susan.
Oh, bless.
She's amazing, man. Ryan has just joined the stream. Dave, did you ask Paul the question that I DM'd you? He did.
I did. Yes, I did.
I'm not repeating it because it's your fault for being late. You can go back and watch it.
Yeah, about 2 hours ago, I think it seems like that.
Ryan says, Dave is your favourite Avenger Hawkeye, considering your archery background.
Do you know what? I have to say, and I've said this a few times to my archery mates, and most of us look at Hawkeye and just go, oh, God. Because, I mean, it's fantasy, and I know, and I do enjoy Hawkeye. I mean, I've just watched the series on Disney Plus just recently. But some of the archery, you go, really? Okay, then, but to be fair, lots of the archery in TV and films is rubbish. The best one was the last Robin Hood. She's a Michael Parade. That was probably the best archery I saw. But yeah, some of it's you just shake your head, And I'm sure other sports people look at it and go, and I've no doubt, Paul, you've seen some ice hockey films and went, oh God, no! Come on.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's been a few. There's been quite a few. Yeah. God, there's been some tremendously. I
Bad.
think some of the ice hockey films were that terrible; they were superb.
Yes, so bad they were
there's
good.
one called Slapshot, and if you ever go and see a film from the 70s, go and watch Slapshot. It is, I mean, it is
Bonkers, is it?
it's mental, man. But it's a brilliant film, though.
Yeah.
Gary says, Paul, you have the best YouTube channel by far. Plus, you have royalty by your side. Yeah, it always helps having royalty by your side, mate. Ab says, will this question get read out before midnight? Yes, it is. Quarter to 11. There you go.
Yeah, do one.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm trying, all right? I'm trying to answer the questions. And then
I'm watching on my laptop here, watching it
it's
live.
incredible.
Thank
you to
it's
everybody.
Fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant, lads. And
hi, Paul. My son has the same form of diabetes. He was born in London, but I brought him up properly since Keegan days when he was 10. Missed the Geordie sense of humour, so I get more than the info.
On, Barry.
And hats off to your son for putting up with it as well. It's not easy, especially for
youngsters.
For a youngster with it, it's a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a look. There's a lot of questions. I'm just going through the questions to. Is it normal when you get a new system to knock on and off for a bit, Paul? Yes, it is. It is. Thank you, Barbara, for that comment. Susan, interesting question. When we do get around to setting a wedding date and the day comes and you realize it's the same day as a big game, what do you do? And if you're not going to wear a suit again, what will you be wearing? Susan, why you put me on the spot like that? Jesus.
Shorts and a t-shirt, really.
Listen, the wedding will be in the summer, therefore the football season won't be on. All right. I can take missing England games if it's but so that won't matter.
You'll hire a suit.
I will get a suit, of course I will, but I'll get it measured properly this time.
So Paul, we've got a one from Kev from YouTube. Just come through just seconds ago.
Mm-hmm.
For Paul and me, who was your European football team to support? Mine is Bayern Munich because of my fiance's parents live in Munich. So when you're thinking, I don't really have a European team that I follow. I used to like Mönchengladbach years ago, but I've never really followed them for years. I like Juve because what they wear. But I don't know what yours are. I mean, it's not something.
Dortmund. I know Kev probably won't like me saying that because the enemies of Bayern, but Dortmund I've followed for a long time. In Spain, you know what? I didn't really have a favorite team in Spain. I just obviously I watched a lot of Spanish football. Without a doubt, Ajax in Holland because I love Amsterdam and I've been to a couple of the games. So, another 50 Australian dollars from Steve. No worries, mate. Always smiling faces. Cheers, my man.
Good man.
So European teams. It's interesting to be honest.
What would Peter Johnson
be worth now, John? Dave.
As I said before, I think if he was in his pomp now, most teams couldn't afford him. I mean, it would be several £100 million, I would say, if not more. If he was playing today, Messi wouldn't even be in the league, and Mbappe and the rest of them, they'd be all looking to him, thinking, "I wish I was as good as him. I wish I could play the way he plays." And it's it's a shame for us and them that he played when he did. And even Gaza. If Gaza was playing today in his pomp, he'd be worth hundreds of millions as well. But I think Beasley would have been, if he was with us. We would have asked for the earth and got it if we wanted to sell him.
How much he would be worth now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Paul, as a commentator, who would you like to work for? Oh, bloody hell!
That's a good question, mate.
Who would I like to work for?
Not Sky.
Not Sky. I would say BT Sport probably. I think they've got
Yeah.
I mean, I would make sure that I putted Michael Owen and Steve McManaman right in the head and get them out of there. I wouldn't work for them if they still were there.
Yeah.
But you know, I think commentary wise, I'd love to give that a go. Commentating. I think I used to do it as a kid. You know, when I used to play me games as computer games, and I used to commentate.
Good for you.
Used to love it. So it would be really, really fun to give it a go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Matthew says, are there going to be more transfer-related streams during the winter? Oh, yes, there's lots of that to come, matey.
Yeah.
Will Toon, I'm not reading that out. Don't know whether you've seen that one, Dave.
I haven't, no. No, I'll catch it later.
I'll put it on the screen, but I'm not going to answer it.
Yeah, okay. Moving on.
Keith says the show will only start to get bigger as Newcastle get better. Yeah, I mean, listen, listen, I'm not going to lie. I think all the Newcastle fans have benefited from the takeover because we've got we've got new followings from all over the place. You know, so it's fantastic. Warren, good evening to you. Evening, Paul and Dave. Hope you're both well. Congratulations on hitting 7K, Paul. Great channel, quality content. My question is, what got you started doing your own channel? Well, I've kind of answered that, Warren. It was watching Drew Geordie back in the day and a few other Newcastle related channels. Lee from Newcastle Fans TV, you know, was going to do a bit with him back in the day, but you know, we've all gone to do bigger and better things.
Separate things, yeah.
Big Mac and Coke, please, Dave.
Oh, that's good.
Why do you rate Shea Given higher than Shearer, Tino, Keegan, and Gaza? For me, it was because I was a goalkeeper as a kid. You know, goalkeeper used to be my position. And Shea Given, I just love the way he kept us in games sometimes. You know, some of the saves that he pulled off for Newcastle were just incredible.
And
it was watching him on YouTube.
Yeah,
just
amazing. And it was how we marshaled the defense as well. I mean, that's very good. You know, it's he was always screaming and shouting and making sure they're in the right position all the time. So yeah, I mean, I have to say that, you know, the players he's mentioned there, phenomenal players, love them all to bits, and certainly, you know, if you look at the top 10, they're all in there. But you just got to, you know, the question was which was, so we had to pick the favourite one. You know, and that was the favourite one.
Yep. Paul, which player or former player would you love to have for an interview on your channel? I'd love to get Maxi on. I think he'd be quite an interesting interview.
Yeah.
Obviously,
probably
I'd
swear
love
a lot.
to, yeah. Peter Beardsley would be one, but he doesn't do social media. But you know, he would be incredible to have on and have us both interview him, Dave. That would be incredible. Being our favorite player of, you know, but you know, anyone really, any sort of player who can give an insight into what it's like to play.
I think you would argue that the list would go on, wouldn't it? You know, the players you'd love to interview. You know, so I mean, a lot of people say never meet a heroes. And, you know, I met Warren Barton. A nicer man you couldn't get. I mean, he was absolutely wonderful.
He was top man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some people are commenting that I must be sitting next to the front door to get it that quick. It's not. It's upstairs in one of the rooms. My son just came up, so that's what I meant by answering the door. I didn't say run down the front door. If I tried to do that, I'd probably fall down the stairs again, which I don't really want to do. So, you know, there you go. Tangy says Peter Beardsley. So yeah. Tom says I'm going to nick a question. Baz asked Holly and Adam early. 3 dinner party guests. 1 current player, one living ex-player, and one deceased. Who are you inviting? Ooh, that's
a tough one. I would have to, for the deceased, I would say Joe Harvey. Living would be probably Peter Beardsley.
Yeah.
And current player, probably something like John Joe Shelby, or I don't know. Tough one, that. Tough one, Tom. Yeah, tough one.
I would say Eddie Howe as a current one.
Yeah.
I know he's not a player, but I'd you know, involving Newcastle. In fact, I mean, can you imagine having Eddie Howe, Bobby Robson, and Kevin Keegan
Oh,
I mean, can you imagine that conversation?
That would be a dream come true, wouldn't it? We'd have all them three.
It'd be
Mm.
incredible. Regan says he loves Dave's suit, smart as a carrot.
Thank you. I did say to Paul I would dress up for this. It'll not happen every week, mate, but just tonight I thought I'd dress up.
Michael Owen was the biggest signing after Shearer. Sadly, it didn't work out due to injury. How do you rate Owen?
2 out of 10 for getting his shirt on the right way around.
Yeah, a mercenary is what I'd say. He had no interest in playing for Newcastle. He's admitted that, to be honest.
For my money, Michael Owen played for one team only, and that was England. I don't think he'd have played for anybody else. England was the only team he wanted to play for.
Very
Just
true.
my opinion. Others will disagree, but that's my opinion.
Thomas, how much money do you make from YouTube?
About 50, 60 million pound a week, isn't it, Paul?
Something like that, yeah. I mean,
it's not a lot.
It's something. Is that a question I should answer? I don't know.
No, I don't think you should.
And why, Dave? Why should I abstain from that question?
Because this is your job, and we don't ask people at work how much you get paid. If people want to tell you, that's fine.
Well, I wanted to know what my colleagues were getting.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to answer, that's fine. I just don't think it's a one. In my opinion,
I'm not going to answer, but I do make. It's nice. Put it that way, Thomas. Yeah. It's nice. I know how you feel. My sister-in-law has Parkinson's, and I have suffered with MS over 30 years. But we all battle on, don't we? That's the thing. We're all battling on. Barbara, well, Paul, I had no idea. You're an amazing person. Just getting on with it. You're doing an amazing show. Well done. Thanks, Barbara.
It's nice of you to say, Barbara.
Cesare, top man, Paul. Thanks for answering a difficult personal question. You're welcome. What's your favourite moment from the takeover, says Sean? Oh, God.
Careful.
Just smashing my microphone there.
Mine would be watching it on the Thursday, flicking to Sky Sports News waiting an hour and a half, 2 minutes, and flicking over, nothing had happened. It's going to be 9 o'clock, it's going to be 10 o'clock, it's going to be 11 o'clock, kept on going. And eventually Dot was, Dot and I'd made the tea, and I was watching it. I forget the commentator. I think it was, I'm hopeless on names, but it's awful to say the black lad. I'm hoping somebody will tell me what his name is. He's one of my favourite commentators on Sky. And he was chatting away about something, and he said, over to St James's Park. And of course, me being the eternal pessimist, my heart sunk. I was going to say, it's all off, lads. They've pulled out. And of course, then the yellow bar came up, Newcastle takeover, and I just screamed, and then I burst into tears. Being the softy that I am.
Incredible. I mean, mine was probably the streams that I did the day before the takeover went through. I remember sort of Billy and Danielle and Ben were on with us, and we had over 600-700 watching. We had a brilliant show that night. Then the takeover night, we did another one. Loads of people, loads of Saudi Arabians coming on and things like that. It was a brilliant show again. And then going into Newcastle the next day, I went in with Ben. What a day we had. What a day. Got interviewed by various people. Obviously met Keith from Sky Sports News. He interviewed us and then took a couple of pictures with him. It was just the atmosphere that day was just incredible. And it was obviously expected to be it was a lovely sunny warm day as well, which was incredible really. And it was fantastic. Josh says, are you seen as a cool dad from your daughters?
Not me, I don't think. Maybe he's the grandkids, but not your daughters are too old for that.
I think so. If I'm only honest, I think I have a son as well. He's 9. My youngest daughter's 13, and my eldest is nearly 20, coming up 20 this year. So my eldest I get on with brilliantly. She's a good laugh. We have a good laugh together, and she's like a mate as well. My 13-year-old's going through a lot of trouble at the minute with long COVID and anxiety now, which is just crippling her. She doesn't want to leave the house very much. Won't go anywhere, certainly on her own at the minute. So we're having a very difficult time with her at the minute. But yeah, I think my son is he's amazed when he walks into this room and he sees all the equipment set up for live streaming and stuff, and he's already saying, you know, Dad, I want to do a YouTube channel and stuff like that. So you know, we'll see. There may be another ditch burn on there shortly,
get him on.
which will be incredible. Why have I got my fingers crossed?
That's probably what you're saying about Susan or something like that.
Yeah, and how much money do you make from this? Enough.
Because his job, people.
Got his fingers crossed. It is my job, so obviously, you know, and there is, you know, I get contacted all the time on email for sponsorships and things like that. I've had another one just yesterday, so I'm in negotiations there for that one. So there you go. So we'll see what comes of that. But yeah, it's Cody and Paul for dancing on ice. Yeah. Let's have a look. A few more.
Still coming in thick and fast.
I know. Barry says, Paul, we now know your age. So what age is the Duke of Northumberland?
I'm 69 and I'm 70 in the summer.
There you go. And he doesn't look a day over 84. So
some days I feel 84, I tell you.
Yeah, right. We'll do about 10 more minutes and then we will have to finish.
Yeah, it's 2 hours. God, it's flown
way
over.
past his bedtime. Julie says, to be fair, someone else asked Paul can rightly refuse to say no when he gets to it. 2 a.m. now, thanks to Cesare. Thanks to Cesare. Paul says, I have to say, as a non-Newcastle fan, this is a great channel. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Paul.
Hope you've subbed. Merch, hell yeah. It will be coming. I do have, which I meant to show people tonight, the very first Toon review mug. So hopefully that'll be coming into production shortly. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
Is it as good as a Mickey Mouse Club though?
Oh, slightly better than that, Dave. Natalie says, evening all, new to the channel, love it, great show, great people. Thanks, Natalie. Hope you got
Natalie.
subscribed. My old mucker, Mr. Proudlock. Southampton game will definitely be off. Cambridge should go ahead, hopefully, as I think Eddie Howe will include some of the academy players as they deserve a chance, like Anderson and Stevenson. Yeah, I think the Cambridge game's not in any doubt, I don't think.
Yeah, that's what, 10, 12 days away, isn't it? So, yeah.
Something like that. Julie says, Paul is only Paula at the weekends. Yeah, honestly, crazy. To have a look further down the comment. Again, I do apologize if I miss yours because there's just so many tonight. Archer's in the house. All the best for the new year, Paul and Dave. I'll see you both back at St James's Park, which will be Cambridge and Watford. Let's hope for 6 new signings.
Yeah, look forward
indeed. Brian Johnson is in the house.
Hey,
He's
Brian.
in the house.
How you doing, buddy?
I thought you were between 29 and 32 stone when I met you. And fair play, you're a big, you cheeky bastard. Dave looks like his real self, and so do you.
Yeah.
Brian, I love you, really. But I will
do.
punch you in the middle of the face for that when I see you. But continue on your world tour, mate. Natalie says, great show. Fingers crossed for Trippier, Cody, and Botman. What are your thoughts on Ramsey? Listen, if we get Ramsey in, I'll be happy. I think Ramsey's a good player.
Yeah.
Whether he's injury prone or not, I don't care. You know, being linked with these kind of players now to what we were linked with a year ago.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, I've said a couple of times on, you know, on various other streams, you know, that we've been on, Paul, that the question always is, are they better than what we've got? And often the answer is yes. But, you know, last year where Division 3 players, you know, young kids who hadn't proved themselves now were being linked with, you know, when you think they're talking about Vahalovic, and I know, Ryan, that's not the right way to say it, but you just think, wow, whether it comes off or not is another matter. But, you know, when you talk about and that level of player, you just think, wow, this is just amazing.
Beats says, Dave, you've been interviewed for a job.
It's a long time since I was interviewed for a job, mate.
Matthew says, for anyone who can't see a join button on your phone or iPad, you need to use a laptop or computer and it will work.
Yeah,
Abs wants to see my dating profile picture. Well, I don't have the dating app anymore. Susan's still got it, I do believe, but that it will be under lock and key forever. Simple as that. It's Wendy says, fantastic show, guys. Looking forward to all the new shows in the new year. Wishing you both and your families all the best. And to you, Wendy, thank you very much.
Thanks, Wendy. Back at you. Yes, all the best.
Yep. Right, we'll answer a couple more. Let's have a look. Right, I'm going right at the bottom. Oh, hang on. Did I spot someone there?
Just looking at Martin Heron's comment. Thank you, Martin. It's very kind of you to say that.
Sorry, I'm just... Danielle's in the house.
Hi, Danielle.
Just popping by to say Happy New Year to you all. Have a good one and God bless. Thanks, son.
Thanks, Danielle.
You're very much missed on this channel, and hopefully we'll be getting you back when you're all sorted, because you are a massive, massive miss.
Love you a bit.
Yeah. Hi, Danielle. All the best in the year. Hope you're keeping okay. Yep. Oh my God, Paul's going to interview his hero, Mike Ashley. Caitlin, do one. That's all I've got to say to you for that. It's definitely not Mike Ashley.
Love you really, Caitlin, but no.
Yeah. Have you thought about doing FIFA videos? Yes, I have, but I don't have anything to play FIFA on, so that won't happen. No, basically. Let's have a look. I'm really pleased Danielle's on. That's
it's good. It's good to hear from her.
Hopefully she's getting better.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on foreign fans? I'm from Australia. I get called a fake fan all the time. To me, it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter to me that Shani, mate. I don't care. If you're a Newcastle fan, you're a Newcastle fan.
Absolutely.
And that's
I hate these comments about plastic fans, because that's aimed at some of the, like Man United fans and stuff like that, who, travel from, they're a massive club from around the world. Kind of stand them, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
And we will no doubt pick up fans, once we start to win things and get on better and better. But I mean, if you just look, even before the takeover went through, the number of Twitter accounts that have been set up, with the Toon Army fans in India and Australia and on the continent and all over the place, London, everything. Like every club, we have fans literally from all around the world, and long may it continue.
Yep. Kevin, JD is bourbon. Dave, you've gone up miles and miles. A whiskey man, what a guy. Love my malt. Hate it when people say whiskey. JD, Southern Comfort. Tut tut. Listen, I know JD is a bourbon, and I prefer bourbon to that stuff that you drink. Okay, it's just the way it is.
I'll have to educate you properly on some.
No, I don't need educating, Dave. I don't need to feel like I'm on fire when I'm drinking, having a nice.
If you drink,
listen, you can do the same with Jack Daniels. You put a bit of Pepsi Max in there, or put a bit of water
Pepsi
in there.
Max, come on. Dear me, Paul. I love you a bit, but really?
Paul shaved the head, it's not grown back. Charming. I've still got. I keep it shaved, man. It does grow.
I've got more. Don't say anything.
Yeah, but yours is
No, it's not.
A piece.
No, it's not.
It's glued on. It's glued on. Kevin says, Dave, get yourself a bottle of Dalwhinnie Winter Storm. Stick in the freezer for 2 days. Ice pour. The glass freezes up and it's magic.
Okay, then. Yeah, I'll give that a go.
Gary says, Shani, please don't be offended. You're a great bloke and don't listen to them. They're ignorant. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And we know you're a good guy, mate. So, tell them to get lost. We don't care. Let's have a look. Coming to the end of the show now, definitely. I'm trying to. Alan says, I would say everything to your face, Paul. It's a great bloody show. Keep going, lads. It's just great to look forward to the transfer window in 14 years. Definitely.
Definitely is. I agree. First January in 40 years, I've been looking forward to a window.
If Eddie Howe won the Premier League, he'd be the first Englishman to do it. He would indeed. And that's something I think that is. Yeah. I think that's actually in his mind as well, isn't it? I mean, he's got a big opportunity here.
Yes.
So, yeah, we... what the hell? Stick an apple on your head, Paul, and you'll be sound with our Dave. I'm not letting him shoot bloody arrows at my head. I'm telling you now. Absolutely no chance.
I wouldn't do it.
Julie says, Quiz Queen. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, exactly. Right, let's just... Who was that I missed there? Oh, I've seen that one. God, how many comments are coming? Jesus.
There's dozens. I mean, they're still flying in. It's wonderful.
I hope Danielle realizes how much is missed, by the way, by all the comments. wishing her well and stuff like that. So you know,
yeah, there's loads of love there for you, Danielle.
there
Absolutely
is,
loads.
and we really, really want you back. But
Absolutely.
obviously, when you're ready.
Yeah. And she's working all those Gone Seds as well, bless her, with her
She is.
NHS
Well,
stuff,
at the minute she is, yeah, and
Never
that has to
stops.
be taken into
Yeah,
account, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's a trooper.
Absolutely.
Caitlin, Davy's toupee in the wind makes him look like Steve Buscemi on Grown Ups. Superb! Finally, somebody fires something at the king. Oh, brilliant!
I love it.
That's superb. That is superb. My dad's tipper with Southern Comfort laced with bells.
Oh,
Bloody hell!
no,
I'm not keen. I was never keen on bells. Do you
No.
remember them? Do you remember them old massive bottles that people used to collect coins in? They were always
Yeah,
like massive Bell's whiskey bottles.
Yeah, we got one somewhere. I don't know where it is these days, but yeah, we had a one. Yeah, when used to save pennies in it, you know, and by the time it was full, there was a few £100 in it. So yeah, back in the day,
pennies for you, Dave, back in the day was like, you know, quite a lot of money to normal people these days, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy says a Miss Danielle and her black and white cat.
Absolutely.
Yep, everybody. Will says Happy New Year to both of yous.
Well.
Billy, Miss Danielle, those takeover shows will never be forgotten. Lifelong memories. Exactly, and that's what they were. That's why I said that, you know, they were one of my favorite parts of the takeover, because, you know, we had a fantastic time doing those shows with Ben, Danielle, and Billy. You know, we streamed for hours because it was just we couldn't believe it. You know, it was just one of those things that you think, my God, you know,
it was the Tuesday, wasn't, when, you know, people were saying things and we're all going, yeah, we heard this how many times? Oh God, how we. Then on the Wednesday we start to think, well, hang on a minute.
Well, it was the Wednesday I did. Wednesday I did the show, the pre-takeover show. Thursday was the takeover day, obviously, and it was just incredible. And then doing those shows, like Billy says, is just
magic.
They are things that will live on in your memory, and it's just,
you got to go back and watch them, because you remember, you know, the memories for those 2 or 3 days, you know, and certainly I think the pre-show is probably the best one, because the amount of you know, positivity that was flowing around, because everybody was thinking, you know, certain people were saying things and you're thinking, oh, hang on a minute, people who were saying it'll never happen, and people like bloody Simon Jordan, it's deader than a dead thing from a dead land, you know, and how he's had to eat his words. God love him. I say God love him. Can't stand him, love, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Julie says Danielle and the checkbook. Yeah, I'm sure that we need to still send Danielle somewhere off. Any stream tomorrow? If not, Happy New Year to everyone, and bring on the great transfer window. I'll not be on tomorrow. There's no shows planned tomorrow.
John's on, apparently.
Well, John's on. Listen, if you want to stream, just go to John's channel. He streams every couple of hours.
Yeah.
You know, I think he's got an addiction, Dave.
Do you think?
I think it's becoming an addiction.
Well, I mean, I remember on Monday the Man United game, and
did he or did he not stand in front of us and say, "I did not put a video out on Christmas Day"?
But he did.
Yeah. And he can't see. He can't even remember when he's putting videos out now. That's the thing with John.
But on Monday, he done a one from the hotel room where he was staying overnight.
Yeah,
he driven up, gone to the hotel, did a stream, and then came to the show. I mean, I love him at the bits. He's class. I mean, I love him. He's a great friend, and man is a box of frogs. But we just love him for it, you know. So yeah.
Definitely. Caitlin says, Happy New Year, large and not so large. You both have a great new year and keep bringing us top class content for years to come. Thank you, Caitlin. I hope you and Nick have a fantastic new year as well.
Yeah, all the very best to you.
San says, what's your favorite vape juice? Well, it's Fruits of the Forest, actually. I've got it at the minute. It's nice.
So glad I don't smoke.
Billy, I vape, Dave. Billy says, even being caught topless. Yeah, he was. Before he was rushed. He didn't. His camera was on. I'm not sure whether he realized his camera was on. But he switched it. He switched his camera on, and before we were just about to go live, and he was still getting his Newcastle shirt on. So it was.
I didn't say that.
It could have been. It could have been a lot worse.
I love it when he hasn't got his microphone and he taps it and nothing happens, and then you tell him what to do, and then he eventually goes.
John,
John, yeah. God love him.
But that one with Billy being topless was funny. Another great bloke, Billy Trade.
Oh,
Absolutely
yeah,
fantastic
absolutely.
bloke.
Yeah, great.
I love him to bits.
Encyclopedic knowledge of sport as well.
Oh, he
It's
does.
just-
He does. He's great on World of Sport TV, but
Yeah.
he's great on the Horseman. He's just a great
Yeah.
all-round bloke to know. Again,
Yes, yes.
another guy that, you know, again, through social media, I
Yeah,
class him
yeah.
as a really good mate, and he's
Yeah.
a top guy.
It is. He is.
Louis says Sinclair's channel is called Stream 24/7.
24/7.
It should be. It should be.
Absolutely.
Oh, God almighty. Neil says, bourbon or whiskey? Send your samples to Dave and Paul to have an online stream on tasting. God, that would be interesting, falling off with chair.
Yeah. I
after
have a
while.
mate, Paul, in Scotland, my mate Norrie, who was a whiskey connoisseur, and he's teetotal. He's never drunk in his life, but by smelling it and feeling it in his fingers, he can tell you, you know, where it's from and everything. He's an amazing guy, but he
Wow.
doesn't drink. It's
Fair
odd,
enough.
but he's very, very knowledgeable on whiskey.
Yeah. Tangy says, get Jimmy Neal on your show, Paul. Oh, he would be great.
Oh, that would
He
be
would
great,
be.
wouldn't it?
Roger says, is Dave interviewing for the DOF? Happy New Year, says Susan, to everybody.
Thanks, Susan.
What is Paul's hair receding because of Mike Ashley? Yes, Jabba Dabba, it is. What's this bullshit with my hair today, by the way?
I have no idea.
It's just shaved.
They're just having to go at you because they love you. That's why.
Yano says John's watch along was classy. Went off at half time and just left the camera and mic running.
Never did,
That he got caught out by another fake name as well.
Did he?
A couple of streams ago. Yeah,
he's getting better, mate. To be fair,
somebody put that we're after this new signing called Seymour Bush, and of course he read it out. He didn't have a clue, and he says, "Oh, I've never heard of him." I meant to pick him up on that on Monday night when I seen him, but yeah, absolutely class.
yes.
Happy New Year, Susan, and to your worst half. Joke aside, Paul, and the rest of your family. Thanks, trolls. I love you, really.
Yeah.
Right. I just, obviously, at the end of the show, I just want to say a few thank yous, obviously, to everyone. Susan, first of all, thank you so much for everything you have done for me. Since, you know, not just through all that shit in the summer, but, you know, since we've met, you know, it's fantastic to have that person next to you that you know is your rock, and you can do anything in life and still be supported through it. And you know, just whatever I decide to do, the support is there. So thank you so much, Susan, for everything. And I can't wait to spend forever with you. Love you to bits. To you, Dave, to Julie backstage, doing all the stuff, monitoring the chat and everything like that, as Susan is doing. You two have been fantastic. Dave, since you've come on the show, you've took to it like a duck to water. You've got your popularity. People are bowing to you outside St. James's Park, which is incredible. But not just that. Fun. I mean, you are such a genuine, lovely man.
Oh, bless you,
proud
Paul,
to call you a friend, and really, really glad I met you through the social media outlets, and
me to you as well, Paul. Absolutely,
and a friend for life. And Julie, that goes out to you as well, and Dave. Can't wait to see you up here next time. Absolutely. In fact, you should be moving up here, to be honest. So that's
that'll be awesome.
Just the way it goes. You should be. To Danielle, who I know is in the chat. Thank you for what you've done when you came on and hosted. I really do want you back to come and co-host with me and Dave on shows. I think that would be tremendous to have you back on.
Be amazing. Absolutely,
please, Danielle, take your time. You know, come back when you're ready. I know the NHS is busy at the minute, and you've got a lot of stuff going on in the background. So get yourself right, but you will always be welcome on here. And we can't wait to have you back personally. But you come back when you're ready. Jade as well, who was one of the first co-hosts on here. You know, she did a grand job while she was on as well. Still speak to Jade. Fantastic girl as well, and you know, she's a big miss as well, but you know, we hope to see her back on shortly as well. So just for a couple of shows, it would be great.
Wedding in the summer with Jade?
Yes, I think it is. We'll see. Cool. Also Holly as well, who was the very first co-host on this show. So a massive shout out to Holly Blades as well. And listen, everybody everybody out there, all the subscribers who've made this channel grow like it has, who have tremendous banter in the chat whenever we do a live stream. It is like a family, and I guess me and Dave love doing these live streams because we have a good banter with everybody in the chat.
Good laugh
It's
as
an
well,
absolute joy to do and have a good laugh with all you people. You know, we know who the regulars are now. You know, everybody comes on and says hello, and it is just absolutely fantastic to have everybody coming on and having a good laugh. Obviously, a few of you have been, you know, on the fan forum. You know, Cesare, Roy. God, who else is the Dublin Dave? God, Peter Proudlock, Baz, John Sinclair, Stephen. Who else am I missing? I'm missing a few. I know I am.
No, you will be.
Jason, you know, just all you guys. I'm sorry if I haven't mentioned you by name, but listen, it's an incredible, incredible honor to be able to do a channel like this on the football club that you love. Yeah, there's some downsides to it, but we can sort of brush that aside now, and you know, we all move on. As far as I'm concerned, it was really just thank you to everybody that's got this channel where it was or where it is. We obviously want to get up to 10K and beyond, so we will continue to do what you guys all like watching.
Growing every day. Yeah,
all the banter, all the laughs. You know, it is one big family on here, and that's what I treasure so much, and that's why I love doing what I do. It's important for me, for my health as well. You know, that I keep focus and I do what I love, and this is without a doubt doing what I love. And meeting the fantastic people that I have, it's an absolute honor. So thank you to everybody, and I really mean that. It's been a great show tonight. We've had hundreds and hundreds of comments. Too many again. I'll be getting wrong off Yano for not keeping up again with the comments, but that's the way it goes.
We're only about 2 hours behind, Paul.
Well, you know, sod it. You know what it is, bugger it. We will be back at some point over the weekend. I'm not sure when yet, because obviously I think we're doing a transfer show now. I'm not sure whether that's on my channel or Barry. I think it's on this one because obviously that's where the rumor mill is on New Year's night. I think you're in that, Dave, aren't you? You're on there.
Yeah, I think you said I would be on.
Yeah, so keep an eye on my channel and notifications and Twitter, and then obviously you'll find out when that is. I think it's Saturday night at some point.
Press the bell icon, and then you won't miss it. You get a half hour.
Yeah. It's definitely New Year's night, and obviously first day of the transfer window. See if anything's happening, which will be very, very interesting to find out. But in the meantime, guys, thank you again so much. Lots more to come on this channel. We're going to have an absolute blast in 2022. I've no doubt about it. Big things to happen.
And can I just say as well, Paul, that Julie just put a little comment on as well. Thank you. That was lovely. She calls me a Geordie granddad, and that means so much to me. It really does. Bless you, Julie. Bless you.
Well, you are, mate. I think that's just the way it is. You're everybody's Geordie granddad, if you like. But you know, you're one of my best mates now, and you know, I've made so many through this.
Absolutely.
Through this, so it's just incredible. Like I say, thank you again to everybody. I really mean that, and I can say it till the cows come home, but I'll always be grateful for what you've done for me in the channel, and also everybody associated with the Toon Review YouTube channel, like Dave, Danielle, Susan, Julie, you know, everybody.
The list goes on. Yeah.
So the list goes on, and hopefully, well, we grow and grow in 2022, guys. But listen, have a fantastic New Year's Eve, guys. Celebrate it safely, stay happy, and we'll see you in the new year with the transfer show. Take care, everybody.
Take care, everybody. Be kind.